for a little bit, and he's going to be back on tomorrow morning. And then we do have also New Age of Wall Street. He's again live streaming at this time. If you have not checked him out, make sure you guys say hello. And also again, make sure you guys go check out Juan Trades at this time as well. AK47 will be live, and also again, Living Like Matt. I like the photo right here over on Living Like Matt. Again, that's a nice little. I like what he's doing right here. The Batman of stock trading, the LM going up into the sky. That's good. That is a real light as well. If you guys saying, Deck, is that Photoshop? That is not Photoshop. That is a real light. You guys can catch that out in Mississippi. So just go somewhere in Mississippi. That's where it's at. Other than that, I think we're all set, ready to go. I think we're all set. Team, big announcement this week. Big announcement. If anyone guesses it correctly, you win. We'll figure it out. But it's a huge announcement. No one's going to guess it correctly anyway. It does have to do with you and your trades, and I am so pumped about it. It's nothing at all that I'm selling, nothing at all that is going to be any sort of price, nothing at all in any sort of way. There's nothing me selling you anything.
here. I feel like you can't feel the way I feel. I'll be fucked up if you keep me right here. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. When I'm away from you, I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe in love. It's been difficult for me to trust, and I'm afraid that I'ma fuck it up. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I do the same thing. I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my wrist. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones, enough to make my systems blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Whoa, whoa, I'm radioactive, radioactive. Whoa, whoa, I'm radioactive, radioactive. I raise my flags, down my clothes. It's a revolution, I suppose. We'll paint it red to fit it right in. Whoa. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones, enough to make my go? Can you get to my thoughts? Can you promise we won't let go? All the things that I need, all the things that you need, you can make it feel so real. Cause you can't deny, you've blown my mind. When I touch your body, I feel I'm losing control. Cause you can't deny, you've blown my mind. When I see you, baby, I just don't wanna let go. When you gonna stop breaking my heart? I don't wanna be another one, praying for the things I never done. Don't go to my love. I have to see you cry, my love's dying inside. I have to see you cry, my love's dying inside. But baby, when I run, I'm running to you. You won't see me cry. I'm hiding inside. My heart isn't beating, but I'm smiling for you. Oh baby, I'll try to make things right. I need you in there when I'm not with you. Please don't ask me why. Just kiss me.
What's up, fam? How we doing? I notice from the seat, I'm telling you, the seat just drops down. How we doing? SOS there. I got to get on the mic here. SOS with the squeeze here. So let's go back. We had EVTL running up to the high of day area, at least in market. I will say that, of course, every time we see these run up into what would be resistance from that pre-market highs, most of these tickers generally just have a hard time getting back over that pre-market high, which is crazy right now. SOS is hitting 644 they were right at the split moment. I saw them because I'm right beside each other. I have EVTL and SOS right beside each other. For a split second, I was looking over and I saw 644 as a high of day for EVTL to have to get over, and we were just seeing SOS at 644. It's kind of cool to see. But those would be the top two stocks to watch. EVTL's got to get back over 6, then you could tell 644 is going to be that top high of day area. So that's why I'm thinking SOS is by far your kind of bigger mover as of right now. That's why I had it on watch. I unfortunately had it zoomed out on this side over here, so you couldn't see it as well. But SOS by far, that's why it had that squeeze mode look to it, which definitely now being in, I need it, and I'll update some of these lessons. I'm going to do newer lessons too to add to this, but I will be doing my kind of stock trading boot because it usually is slower over lunch hours, especially in the time frame we're at. If we hadn't already gotten hot, we would have been hot. And that's why I tell you most time now around right now is when we start kind of lulling off into the rest of the summer. Deck going with talking about the earnings report, so it kind of gets a little bit slower now regardless. But EVTL had a beautiful, I will say this, had a beautiful downtrend break. I did alert that earlier. As Deck was signing off, you can see this beautiful downtrend break, which led to the squeeze. SOS just had this nice little beautiful trendy uptrend movement to it. And then eventually got what? The squeeze. It was getting tighter and tighter and tighter in this ascending triangle here, and we just popped from it. So we'll go with this old resistance area equals new support right there, right? So what we'll do the first week is we'll kind of do basic lessons that I haven't done some of these probably in, well, probably one or two of them in like a year plus. At least, well, at least a year-ish or so, just because they're so basic, and I talk about them day in, day out for the most part with you guys. But today's lesson will be how to start, grow, and manage a small account. So if any of you have that small account, which I'm sure if I could have, you know, the Deck power and Deck did a poll in the morning, or if I was like when I used to take over in his lobby on Fridays, and I did a vote. So more of you voted is my point. There were more to vote, and I said, hey, how many in chat? And I did 3 different areas. How many in chat have a 0 to 10,000 account? 10 to 25 and then 25 plus, and I guarantee you majority would probably be below 25k, and that's kind of what I'm talking to you here is my point. Like, are you below 10? And this is really where I'm hitting hard at you with this lesson. And if you're not below 10, you're still between 10 and 25. That's still not generally a big account. I'm sure a lot of people struggle with even just that and wishing it was above the PDT and well above it. So I'll get into that today to start off with. That was my very first lesson over 2 years ago when I started off with Sean. Not started off, I've been with here over 5 years, but when I started going live, I should say, on Fridays for him when he asked me to take over, he's like, make sure you have a lesson, make sure you have a lesson. Of course, I've done like 100, however many lessons I have. I'm starting, creating new stuff like the Thanos crossover. So what I'll do now, since he's kind of done with his boot camp, I'll do mine heading into that very first week of August. You know, we've got, I think, 2 full weeks left of July, if I'm not mistaken. Real quickly, let me look. I know I'm pretty sure I'm right on with this one. We have 2 full more weeks, right? Yeah. And then we've got, so the next 3 weeks, essentially, as we move into, which will be great. So 3 straight weeks of boot camp as we head into August while it's a little bit slower. And then I'll be gone for a week. So it'll be perfect timing for me to do this awesome boot camp for you guys. And then I'll be gone for a week as I head off to Florida. BC, what's up? Or Mr. I know where you been, man. Mr. B. Curry. Where you been? All the time I showed up, where you been? I haven't seen Mr. B. Curry because, you know, of course, now I go back to hanging with Mr. Cooper. Every time with you, I go back to hanging with Mr. Cooper. You know, and so I hadn't thought about hanging with Mr. Cooper and Holly Robinson's beautiful face in quite a while. So, yeah, man, I'm like, where you been? Everything's been doing good, though, man. Everything's been doing good. Hopefully, everything's good with you guys. J-Trade, Zach Hopper, though. Zach, yeah, Zach, too, if you didn't know. What are you chewing? You're just loving chewing on this, aren't you, baby girl? Man, this chair is just $250-$200 Serta chair just down the drain. You should see how much the cats have torn this up. Queenie's just chewing on the handle, the lever handle. Whatever. Yeah, it's what happens when you have 100 animals. But nice for you guys to come over. J-Trade, Zach Copper, Mr. BC, run on the banks. Thank you, guys. Love Chip. Alex, find everyone else that's out there. My girl, Super Buddy, Miss Boss, Geek Bomb, Megalodon, whoever's in chat today. All right, team, and great shorts. Let's go back through a couple of quick plays that I do want to go over real briefly that I didn't really alert in chat, but someone asked a couple of times about this, and I finally caught the second one I could actually ask you, or could actually comment back, but they were commenting about the QD Thanos crossover, and it was a beautiful short, so I'll pull this over. And I would have had this because the volume wasn't super heavy. It was rather light. You can tell here, right here at the very end here, team, we cross back over for a great long, and look at this beautiful short opportunity right here at the top. Whether you're in a 3-minute or you're in a 5-minute time frame, woo! That was a beautiful short for QD earlier. And then Siga. Siga was a great short today, too. I don't know if anyone caught this from the get-go, and I alerted this earlier to J-Trades. In a 1-minute time frame, there was a beautiful, which, of course, I would have been at the beginning part of the day. There is this beautiful, look at this, look at that, team. I mean, if that's not a gorgeous M shape, I don't know what is, right up at the very top. About perfect as you get right there. And then we had the shelf crack. We had the Thanos crossover at the same time, and this, you know, essentially is now hitting new low of day area or close to it. Yeah, I think that's what it's getting close. Are we not? Yeah, we are. Yeah, hitting boom, boom, boom. Now we're dropping a new low of day here. So, Siga, another great short opportunity as well, team. So if you caught that one earlier. But those were 2 great short. Those are the trades I would have been on today, right? Overall, that, you know me and what I would have been looking at. Those would have been the 2 trades I would have been all over looking at. What's up, Fly on the Wall? How we doing, Miss Boss? Anything y'all want to go over those? It's relatively slow. We'll alert EVTL and SOS as we move along. You know, I'm definitely... well, the reason I wasn't around this morning, I don't know if anyone even cares, but I had a lot of stuff going on. I had storm move through last night as well. So I had some... not damage, well, tree damage. So I had to get some stuff out, cut some limbs down, put that up. Because we always have, and trash it's Trash Monday, so I had to get all that out before they come at around like 8:30 in the morning. So I was out there doing that. By the time that was over, I was just got in the shower and I relaxed. Like, hey, I'm not trying to force today. I saw there wasn't much popping. You know, SOS. You know, this was earlier. Siga would have been one I've just been waiting on, and it would have happened earlier on. And same with QD, it would have been something, you know, that I would have noticed that I would have been waiting on. I don't know if I would have shorted at the opening bell with either one of those. Although they both saw great, you know, shorts, decent shorts, I should say, at the opening bell. And it's not till and that's what I love. I love stocks to spike. It gives you that opportunity for what? Now you know you can go in for a short. Whether you wanted to, again, the shelf crack, trend line crack up top, Thanos crossover on this. There's multiple areas to attack QD right here. And same with SIGA. SOS. Now I'm going back to... Let's see, Mr. BC, I've been busy. Let's see, the other 2 businesses. Been day trading. I've been on the phone. There we go. Finally cooled down where I can sit in my... There you go. There we go. There we go. Nice. Enjoy it, Mr. BC's. I always call it Mr. BC. I know it's Mr. B. Curry, but still. I think a lot of it comes back to now we have BC man in chat or whatever. So I've got my 2 BCs. But yeah, B. Curry. Nice to have you, baby boy. And I understand that. You know, Sky Champ's the same way. You know, I know Sky, there's a lot of Docs. Where's Doc Savage been? I need to text Doc Savage. Where's the Docster been? If you're around right now, which even active trader, because I know you talk to him probably more actively. But man, I haven't seen even Doc Savage in a while. But a lot of you, hey, you have a real job. J-Trades, right? I mean, all you have, you've got a lot of other stuff going on. I've been able to kind of move that over the side, and this is kind of like my Queenie. Just making sure. This is kind of like my 70-30 now, where I'm doing this about 70% of the time, really. Alex Von Van Damage. Oh man, remember the guys that just had those roles from like 80s and 90s? It was just so funny. I mean, Claude Vaught. I mean, there's another one. Mr. Van Damme. Mr. Claude's. All right, J Trades. It went from an ugly W really to a beautiful ride. It did kind of do that, right? That M's, and that's me. I'm kind of looking for those M's more so recently. If I make $1,000 today, I'm have to give World $5 on Cash App. Awesome, Amish. That means Sean's listening right now. Sell the emoji. So Sean, nice to have you in chat as well. They traded on a phone. What? Hey, Mr. BC. Yeah, I can't do that. That's awesome. If people can trade on a phone, holy bananas. Some people, I can't day trade on a phone. I mean, if you're more of like a long term, you're kind of like, I know some traders are. They're like the guy. I don't know if Zip Dog's listening right now. Maybe he is just at work. Because he's at work right now. But you get my point where they're more of they're in it for hours. If not swinging a trade, then I understand that. That can be done on a phone. That is very manageable. But if you guys, Mr. B. Kerr, if you were like day trading volatile penny stocks on your phone, kudos to you, my friend. You, my friend, are something special. What part of Florida are you going to? Oh, we go to BC. I guess talk about it enough. It seems like maybe I don't, which is good because I'm glad you guys aren't like, God, don't bring it up again. But we have a condo down it's Navarre Beach, Florida, on Santa Rosa Island. My parents got a condo there right around 2000, right when VRBO started taking off. Well, not around it was right before VRBO. It may have been right around VRBO. I think VRBO may have been like 2005 to 10. Anywho, and so that's when we realized the potential, just like debt kind of sees now. And I mean, heck, I think it only cost like $200K when we first got it. I forgot what it cost, $150. I don't know. It did not cost a lot. I mean, back then it was, I guess, a decent. Anyway, regardless though. But yes, we have a place. It's called. It's on their condo. They like condos. The next round I want to get a house down there. Obviously, trying to tote 12 dogs and a horse up to a condo on the 8th floor. It's like 18 floors, but we were on the 8th. But yeah, anyway, we bring like 5 dogs. But it's called the Pearl at Navarre Beach. It's beautiful. I love Santa Rosa Island. There's this beautiful little stretch of road where there's literally a bay on one. It's like probably about about 300 yards wide at times, where you have the ocean on, the Gulf on one side, the road's right here, and it's all blocked off. It's like you can't drive on it. It's like national whatever, but then bays on the other. It's beautiful though. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we go once a month. I wish we went once a month. We go once a year. We go every August usually. That's my wife's dead month. So we usually go in August. And then it dies down to all the touristy area. We want to get sun. We like to, we've been doing it for a while. My parents, so it's just kind of in my blood to still do it during the summer months. We just go later. 4 weeks from now. So Love Chip, essentially, well, I guess it's 4 weeks from now. 3 weeks from right now, really now. So technically, I'm doing the next 3 weeks. I'll be going live. So the next 3 weeks, we have my stock trading boot camp moving forward, which again, today's lesson is how to start, grow, and manage a small account. So if anything less than 25K, this is really hitting hard, especially if you have 5 to 10K like I did. I only started with 3K. But it is August the 6th is the Friday that we'll leave. I will do morning commentary most likely because I doubt we'll have to figure out what we want to do. You know what I mean? But we want to get there at a good time on Friday. And so I don't want to leave super late. So I'll do morning commentary most likely on August. I think it's the 5th or the 6th. I forgot what the exact day is. But the next 3 weeks, you got me live, baby boys and girls. And then I'll be taking that week off. There we go. Sean swinging AMD long for a few days. Okay. Swinging AMD. Okay, cool. So you have... Okay, cool. You've been swinging AMD. Awesome, Sean. Yeah. Awesome, yeah. Like I said, I talked about this on Friday, the SPY trying to get back up to that 390 area. We got so close today. Back in pre-market, we got even closer, if you can tell. Well, this really didn't even show, but there's an area I think we got even higher than this. We got relatively 380, 390, I should say. But not much movement today. If you talk about the SPY, only moving $1.50, that's not a lot of movement, really. This is one of those really dead days so far for the SPY, and we tend to kind of get those every once when we get close to resistance areas or support areas. It just kind of, if you look at back of the SPY, support area, not much movement. Into much movement. Into resistance, not much movement, right? So we'll get those from time to time. What do we got here? Let's see, we don't get on the phone till positions are in, and we're just letting them runs. Letting them runs, Amish says. Oh, you got that love chip, though, when I'm going to be gone? You got that love chipinator? Gotcha, brother. Sounds good. Okay, cool. So I expect cookies before then, maybe. Maybe if you just send me some Oreo. I'm just kidding. BC, let's go. I just trade. What do we got real quickly? Let's go. We got Burryman, BC Curry. What do we got? I just trade blue chips and... Okay, gotcha. Cool. Makes it easier, yeah. I mean, that makes it easier. These guys, I swear. Zach Copper, thoughts on lows? The low-end level Crack for SPY to be moving down. Let's go back to SPY real quickly for the hopsta. We do the hop. But yeah, I've been going live for it's crazy. I've been the lunch lady all year round, Mr. Hoppa. So all year I've been the lunch lady for Deck. We talked about it earlier this year. Me and Deck did. He really wanted me to fill that void during lunch, since really not many people want to really probably do it for the most part. And that was just something I always was up to doing, just so there was commentary all day long, which I like. So anytime you want lunch commentary for now, and I'm going to start doing morning more. I'm just trying to, when I'm practicing I want to trade by myself, so to actually hone in on these things. It's hard to trade live with you guys and then be the analyst and so on and so forth, and then hone in on like the Thanos crossover. So that's why I haven't seen as much morning commentary out of me lately, and just trying to do Thursday and Friday morning commentary. Yes, I do see the shelf though building in right here. I'd call it a bottom area, at least in the 3-minute time frame, right around that 387.40 area. We do have lower shadows right around 387.30. Crack both of those closed open candles below that. You would think for sure we're going to get that crack back. Now, of course, we do see reversals, but as much support has been built in right there, I would imagine we end up seeing a pretty decent move. Now, again, today, what we've seen for the spike, it's hard for me to want to come in right now and say, oh, we're going to see this crack back all the way down to 385. Get ready, team. This is going to be great. Now, I would say it's probably the bottom area this probably gets to today. If we do crack this 387, we'll just call it 387.5. But when we crack this area right here, this shelf, but yeah, I do see what you're seeing, and I'm sure that's what you're seeing. Right now, we just have such sideways movement, and we're not far from high of day, but yet we're not far from this low of day area. Of course, right, we're at the VWAP, so we're right in the middle. That's why I think this is still set up for this beautiful downtrend, squeeze back up, at least test 389, maybe 390 again. So just slower movement today overall for sure. But I do see what you're seeing, and definitely for the crackback. G-Daddy! What's up, G-Dadsters? Let's see. TiVo. Let's go 525 for EVTL bounce. We'll put this in bigger. And you just missed it, boss, so I'm sorry if you did catch that. I'm trying to catch back up. You're all over it there. So if you ever are questioning, which maybe you're like, man, this one was right. You're right on it. If this is what my point being, if this is what you're doing from now on, and you're questioning yourself just to make sure you're seeing this old resistance. Let's go back further. You're seeing this area too, right here, anywhere in this area. You're seeing the right area to come in for a bounce, 100%, my friend. That is the area to come into to get a bounce on the way down. Just know that you're staircasing on your way down. You have reached. I don't think you've reached the bottom yet, so just be careful and just know that this to me would be the bottom area at 505. If you miss this one, go for this 505 area for a bounce back up to the VWAP total at 525, 530. Definitely be taking some shares there. August 4th, have some chocolate. All right, cool. All right, Love Chip, you're the man. I mean, it'd be great for the road trip down. We're speaking of Thanos. Probably taking Thanos. Of course, she's gone, so I can mention the 392. Zip Dog! I just now thought about that, too. Zip Dog. That's what's so funny, team. Jeep Grand Cherokee was, like he said, an anomaly. How I got it so fast, it was ridiculous. My white Jeep, I got it. I ordered it, got it literally a month from the day I ordered it. It was nuts. Said it was going to be delivered on this day. It was delivered. It was like, or the ship date was shipped. Everything worked like it was supposed to. The ship date on my 392 is supposed to be, I think it was like the 17th, he said. So that's essentially just today. So we'll see. I doubt we're taking. I would love to. I love to be able to take the 392. We're taking Thanos though. So yeah, you kidding me? Y'all want to send me some Doritos, hot, anything spicy, from Cheetos to hot fries. I love munching on those. I'm just kidding. Y'all send me like a care package. Zach Hopper, so you actually make money. I love it. Yeah. AMD, I took it at V. Awesome, boss. So yeah, if you took it at VWAP, know where you're running the resistance at though. Know right here that this is that first shelf. We didn't even quite get quite to it. I would say 545 would be that main area you want to look for. Anywhere from 540 to 545, this area of support that we built in from before. I'll come in here real quickly while we have this up still, and I'll put these areas in so you can see these. What we're looking for to not only hold, but then also the resistance to move back too. So here are the areas. Oh, come on. Gosh, I wish they made these a little bigger on this. So this is kind of the bottom area. I'll do that from now on. Bottom area is going to be purple, like the very bottom area. I'll mark this as blue because it's the first support that I see as of now. And that's your first resistance to move back up. And I'm pretty sure we can see this as well. I will add it in. I won't add in too many lines for you guys. Mess that up. That is pretty hideous right there. But there's your downtrend line that you need to have in for sure. Whew, what do we got here? Done for the day at the gym. Oh man, G-Daddy at the gym. G-Daddy, you do. G-Daddy, you kind of made me, like when I saw you at the seminar, I was like, dang, like, I got to make sure I stay in shape. I'm doing pretty good at 37. A lot of people don't know my age. I'm 37, so I'm like, hey, I'm doing pretty good at 37. Let's, I don't know where G-Daddy's at. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to do like the lady thing. But, man, you know, looking good for your age for sure, boss. Going to make sure I stay nice. But I can tell you hit the gym is my point. And so you inspired me to keep hitting. J-Trade's always ripped. You know, I'm just like, come on now. You guys, Deck obviously she's trying to compete with like Arnold over here or something. J-Trades, you have a secret news to release to the team like Deck? Yes! So J-Trades, here's my secret news. Yeah, this week, next week, and the week after, it's Stock Trading Boot Camp. That's right, Stock Trading Boot Camp. Nothing too crazy, baby boy. That I'm going to Florida. Cannot wait to go to Florida. Hopefully, I wish I could be like, hey, I'm getting a 392 in tomorrow. I cannot believe it, team. G-Daddy, a 62. You're looking great, boss. You're looking great. Team, let me do it real quickly. I'll be right back. I got to go turn something off. We'll be right back. Hold on one sec. All right, hopefully it's a little brighter. You know, G-Daddy, you're looking great. But yeah, hopefully it's a little brighter here too. I added some more bulbs. I didn't realize I was down to one bulb up there. So maybe some days it wasn't looking so bright. Looking good, baby boy. Looking good though. Let's see here. What do we got? Sorry, it's all big text there. But what do you say? I said that in response to you trading by yourself in the morning team. So, oh yeah, exactly. That's why I knew what you were. That's what I knew you were talking about though. Yeah. So, cause that's why. Which I'm glad you guys do that. Sometimes you're like, Josh, just leave. Okay, just leave. Just go. Yeah, go make money. Go do you, dude. And I love that. I mean, I'm glad most people, for the most part, I'm sure there are some that definitely want to see me nonstop trade. And, you know, when it's hard for me to do that. Well, the trend line cracks and shelf cracks. We can do those all day long. But, you know, and you can see this one like right here, this beautiful, which we'll see if we can crack the shelf. So that's why you can tell when these get a little bullish. Boom, the trend line crack's not working. We know what we need to get under, right? I just want to kind of show that for an example. But then there's your nice little channel. It's still in a flag, but the more we channel out, especially as long as this has been, you know, kind of really creating a channel more so than anything. But yeah, it just makes it easier to be able to trade by yourself. And I mean, even like last week, I was talking with Tex and Deck yesterday. I think it was yesterday about last week. I was Monday through Thursday. I was 5 for 5. Come Friday, my win percentage went down just like that, going live. Doing that, and even with him, I guarantee you, if Deck just traded by himself, I guarantee you, you know, his win percentage would go, you know, not like it'd go up so huge, but it'd go up some for sure, and he'd be able to concentrate. Oh yeah, you know what? It's a done deal. You know what? Zach Hopper for sure. Yeah, you know what? I have a, you know what? Zach, yeah, 100% J Trays. Yeah, Zach's been killing it. Zach, you know what? Zach too. Zach, how long have you been here? 6 months to a year at least, right? I'm thinking it's at least been 6 months to a year. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything moving right now. So we'll keep it on SOS in this channel. Still in this channel. Move up the resistance a little bit more now. Come on. There we go. 1 year, baby. I figured it was about 1 year. That's a long time. That is a long time. Kenny, do you see ADN making a move up or continuing down? ADN. Watch for this U-shape. Only thing I do like for this, of course, you know, I'm sure you see it as well. This beautiful little... That's not beautiful. That was way wow. You know, it's kind of like never mind. I'm not gonna say that anyway. But here's your resistance moving back up. This is in past chart history. What I'll do now is mark this as orange or red. We'll just do red since it's above the orange. That was support from before. You could tell that's really pretty close to being resistance from today or support. So this is the first year. If we get back over that and then the VWAP, I would say we would look for a nice squeeze back up. I still don't think overall. I think no matter what, ADN does not continue up today. Now, and that's fine. I may eat my words. I just don't see ADN getting over this high of day, beautiful little shelf of resistance up top at 360. I just don't see that, Kenny, at all. Beautiful head and shoulders to start the day here. Here's a shoulder, here's the head, here's a shoulder. We continue down from there, so it's a great short to be had. If you caught in on that, and if you're still short, I still see more short coming out of this. Just know that if we finally crack this area anywhere through here, you see below 310, you're going to see a push to 3, right? You see this 310 mark back in pre-market right here, and it's just a hair below this what was hanging up around 315. You get below 310, this is going to start dumping to 3-ish area 100%. Still holding in here. Anyone that was asking TiVo, I think it was TiVo that asked right here, still holding in. So your 525 still holding. Your stop loss should not have been hit so far if you're in at the VWAP. Still looking good for that bounce back up. You're getting new highs right now. TiVo, anyone else got that bounce play? Know that 445 to 450, take some P and L. Put it in your pocket. All right. Yeah, Kenny, you're good. Kenny, I think you're good, baby boy. Ooh, just like that. It's so funny how sometimes alerts just come flying. And just the simple fact that you trade and stream and turn profits tells me you're very good at trading. I'm certainly eager. Man, it's awesome, BC. Yeah, I'm doing my best for sure. It's the one thing. That's the one thing I'll keep doing more. Is just, you know, being able to trade live with you guys more and take trades. You know, it's just using simple stuff though. You know, I wish it was hotter during lunch hours. I mean, there were times that I've taken some trades during lunch. You know, it's very rare even when it is hot, but when it's hot, I mean, I love taking trades with you guys. I mean, I don't go in big as I normally would. I'll go in a little smaller, but just showing you that these strategies just work over and over. I mean, I love people that I do sessions with. Like, I wish Lalatak was in, you know, chat right now. She's kind of been busy doing other stuff and then options, this, that, and the other, but she hit me, like I said, she comes in and does sessions here and there, just kind of, just to kind of check back in and, you know, kind of go over stuff. Wanted to really go over the Thanos crossover. This was like last week. She's texted me multiple times since then. Like, I love it. Pretty much the Thanos for day one, Thanos crossover worked for her with MARA. And then I forgot what happened after that. I got another text about how much it worked again. I'm like, yes, I knew it. This is a great strategy. So I love that, man. That main thing for me, you know, is making people money as much as I can. And that's the, you know, of course, myself, but you guys as well. I want you guys to be able to learn and take on these strategies and make it easier on you. Still on this channel right here, 630 to 635, whatever you want to call the bottom, I'd call it 630. The top right here, about 650, 655. So whatever you want to call that channel right there, 25 cents or so for your SOS channel. Nice downtrend on EVTL. EVTL is this beautiful downtrend, still working on it. I'll come over on Thinkorswim since it's not, you know, at high of day area. We have SOS doing that. I'll put the downtrend line in just so you can see on SOS, or EVTL, I should say, what the resistance, the main resistance, to at least get some popability back up. You know, this is, if you're looking for anything to push back to 5.6 and especially 5.8, you've got to obviously get back through not only the 9 and the downtrend line. That's a double whammy resistance area. And you can tell once we finally get back through the 9 with volume. You always want volume on plays. Look at this great long opportunity right there. Come back up on SOS just so everyone can see as well. You've got to put the trend line on SOS. So right here, SOS, here's your trend line. Boom. Didn't mean to stop it right there. We'll put it right here and mark it purple. Hopefully everyone having a great weekend. Oh, over there in UK. Did anyone go to the fly on the wall? Anyone over in UK that's still in the UK, go to the British Open at St. Andrews. Man, I cannot wait. I've got to go. That's the one course, especially being a public course. When I go over there, like my father, I've got to go over there and play that course. See how many balls how many bunkers I hit. Crazy thing that when Tiger Woods won in 2000, did not hit a single bunker team. And if anyone, I don't know what the fun fact is, what are they, 300, 200, 500? I don't know how many bunkers are on that course. That's sand traps, what we call them here in America, or bunker. He didn't hit one. Didn't hit one in 2000. That is just nuts to think. It's just nuts. BC, man, trust me, man, I was right there at first. Remember watching Deck? And I'm going to get in there. I'll kind of wait to tell you my story, and I'm going to dive in deeper in that so you guys kind of get a little bit more to knowing of me. You know that we all struggle, and I love diving into that. I wish Deck would do that. You know how to, in his early struggles. He doesn't do it as much either. I don't either. I know he talks about it though. He has, but those early struggles, we suck at first. You know, I remember like even at him, I had our first like $300 win. I'm like, oh, this isn't hard. I got this. And then after that, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm. Then I didn't put a lot of effort in though. I know a lot of people do. I just didn't at first. I just truly didn't, unfortunately. I had a job, like a lot of people do, and it wasn't until I put that time in and effort and then started doing a couple specific things, which I'll go over, and it really started hitting home a lot harder. I can't tell you some of the things that I'll go over. I'm telling, if you do this, you will be successful. Yeah, fly on the wall just in how close Tiger went back to back at. No. Yeah, he did go back to back at St. Andrews. I thought you meant back to back British Opens. I was like, oh, he may have won back to back British, but yes, back to back because it was 2000 and 2005. He won back to backs there. Pretty cool. Yeah, to win back to back at St. That's why, of course, and I hope this isn't his last. Back, of course, I know I love him to death, so I know it's kind of a lot of people were thinking that, maybe even him, like. They don't have one. They'll probably even plan. I don't know how long they plan out, but I don't know when. Unless they plan. I haven't looked at how far out they plan those. But I'm like, you should still. I mean, come on now. This isn't it. You're 40 something or whatever. You're fit. Whatever. You're 50 maybe. I don't know. You're not that old. You cannot play the old course. I played the Jubilee course years back. Well, you can't. I thought the old course was public. Is it not public anymore? Fly on the wall. I thought the old course was public. I thought the old course was public. Yeah, Uncle Mark says I played it. Yeah, because my dad played it when he was over there. I know that. I was like, how did my dad get to play it? What's up, Commerciante? Commerciante, don't forget, since you did guess olives last week, if you I threw that out there. I can't let anyone let that go because I know someone else would be hounding me on it. But if you do want that freebie, you did know my least favorite food. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, Tiger in 2000 though was crazy because not only did he win and not hit a bunker and shot 19 under, if you do remember that he did not hit a bunker, shot 19 under and set the record at the British Open. Earlier that year at the U.S. Open is when he shot like 12 under at Pebble Beach and outlapped everyone 4 times. He was 12 or whatever he was like 12 under, and the next closest person was over freaking par, team. I know people, if you don't know golf, Tiger, that's phenomenal. I'm just letting you know that's redonkulous. You will never see that ever again, where someone is so far under par and the next closest person is over. That to me is still mind-boggling. Like, mind-boggling. It was like he was playing his own video game, literally. Well, I'm 37 under par right now. Ain't no one catching me today. Like, good God. I do want the... Okay, cool. Freak Commerciante, you got it. Bernard, what's up, baby boy? Most entertaining round of... Yeah, that Nate trades, that was... mind-boggling watching that, honestly. And I was a kid going, I can do anything, but watching that as a kid, you're just going, is this guy even real? Is he human? NRT just hit new high of day a little bit, and I'm telling you, team, what was that other one you guys were looking at earlier? And I said be super duper HKD. Team, when you see this and the volume is under, like, say 500,000 for the day, now this had a little bit better volume than it did, what was it, on Friday, because it just came out newer IPO play. But it reminds me just of Friday for the most part, except for it's going to end red instead. Well, it could end green, technically. But do you see what I'm saying here? Almost the same exact day. Just be super careful of that. First thing you need to do when you see this type of play that's kind of spiking up, maybe halted up out of nowhere, the first thing you need to do is go over that spread. When you see that, you're probably going to get, and I hope you get turned off, is my point. Because you see a spread of 20 cents plus, you need to start going, you see a spread like that earlier that had 50 cents plus, just let that go. Let that go and usually for the most part, it's your guy. It's super experienced versus a super newbie. Super newbie's like, yes! No, don't do that because you're going to lose most times. Super experienced, or they're eating that apart for, usually. And look at the one from last week or whenever it was, a couple weeks ago, Deck was talking about, what is it? Simp Q that just went bananas in a boat, right? It went like 30,000. Wow, I don't know what it went. It went, almost 30,000%, something along those lines. Team short that. Just point me and wait for it to completely get exhausted. Wait for that move down. And when it starts moving down, it's done. It's just, it collapses. You saw what happened to Simp Q here. So watch for the short is my point. Bernard, what's up? Sounds good, Commerciante. And yeah, Commerciante, just, just get with me. If you want to email me, I think you have my emails. Hit me up. Email me, boss. Commerciante, yeah, like, you never played Tiger Woods golf, Commerciante? You know what I literally, because I just started, or not Tiger Woods, but now it's 2K or whatever. They kind of relabeled it and moved away from his name off of it. Kind of like with, I'm surprised they haven't done that with Madden yet, but, and be NFL 2028, but whatever. I'm sure at some point they probably will, and they'll just be like, oh, what did? But yes, was kidding. I would, but yeah, I think he was only 12 under. But point being, he was 12 under, and the closest person, you can look at, I think it was 1, 2 under, 3 under, or 4 over, I should say. They were over par. So, he won by 15 shots or something. I forgot what it was. It was crazy. It was like he was playing his video game is what I was comparing it to. And he's just lapping the field, just like, yeah, well, you're not catching me. All right, let's go back to SOS. Still in this channel, team. See how I was talking about this channel being created, and it really, truly is being in more of a channel out to the right. You can still call it a flag if you want to. I mean, if you get into this right here, I'm sure it's going to look more like a flag. 5-minute time frame. You like trading 10-minute time frames. Well, yeah, that's definitely looking weak. That's why I love flipping through these every once in a while and going, ooh, this is looking pretty weak in a 10 and a 15. So 10 and a 15, we're looking pretty weak here. Even if you get over to a 5, we're starting to look a little weak, as you can tell. And now probably move back to a 3 now. We're probably, because this channel we're squeezing down to that bottom side. If this gets below we open close below the 630 mark, the blue line, get below the VWAP as well. We're really relatively just call it 630, team, and we're about to do it right now. This is probably going to see, boom, a quick snap back to 620-ish here in the trend line. Queenie, come over here and lay down, boo-boo. I'll get your bed out in a minute. Yeah, fly on the wall. Yeah, well, we've had that. We've never hardly had any traders. Here I am, look, because stock trading is always my favorite. But we haven't had many golfers like Tiger be able to gather. I mean, we've had some here and there. Spieth had his moment. Rory had his moment. I mean, they all had these little moments where they were like where they don't choke, is my point. But Most of them, that's what you can tell. I mean, they're still great golfers, nonetheless. But you just don't see anyone like since Tiger just be able to be like, pfft. You think, yeah, and then because he just with an intimidating fear put the fear into everyone else too, which was just nuts. Love to see like right now with the golfers, like right now, even like Tiger, boom, just go ahead and put him back at 20 right now or 25, whatever in his prime, just to watch everyone just go like, oh my God, literally here comes the Tiger. All right, questions, comments, concerns, anything else you want to come over with, let me know. Let me up right now. Again, here in about we do a top of the hour. Well, today's because it'll be a bit longer. We'll do top of the hour today. Some days I may wait a little longer, but today, especially since it is a tad slower, watching SOS, as I talked about, here comes round one of this cracking below the shelf, and then below the VWAP, this could see that quick little, like I talked about, that quick little whoop, down to the 620-ish area. We'll do the lesson today at noon, or not, well, at noon Central, but 1 Eastern time. So here in about 25 minutes, we'll get into the lesson team. Have you done a hot sector sympathy play lesson? No, I haven't actually. I have not done that lesson yet. No, that I could add that to the list. Just kind of sector makes a little more sense, but yeah, doing the sympathy play for sure. Like, something so that way people understand what to be looking for when something's moving, then find a sympathy play that runs with it. Because it happens quite a bit. I mean, not so much, too much recently, but yeah, it's definitely something to be looking for. I'll never forget, like, one of the last big cool ones I saw, Sun W. Oh, Neil's gone now. Y'all remember Neil in chat? That was one of those top traders we had for a while. Neil would probably be gold now. At least in my lobby, he would be. But Neil, do you remember Neil in chat? Neil was here for quite a while. Neil was a great trader. But he got caught in Sun W. Spy in Sun W. So here's one. Here we go. So SPI back in 2020 team. Let's go back to SPI so I can show you guys this crazy move. So SPI back in 2020 did this move. Where it ran from, gapped up from whatever. I mean, it ran bananas. It was a pretty big move, 3-4. That was one of those 3,000-4,000% movers because it gapped up from, the dollar. It was in the dollar range. I think it gapped up from the day before at 105. No, 105. Gapped up from 105 to 337. Ran that or whatever, 3 something. Went all the way to 40. It was like maybe it was a massive mover, 3,000 or so percent. Point being, SPY ran that day, but so did Sun W. And I think it was short he was in. And I knew it was going to come. And I was like, no, just wait. I think it was short. Maybe Neil was in, and it finally just kept going up. I forgot what it was. Let's go back to Sun Earth so you can see. But look at this. And it doesn't look big until you zoom in because Sun W ends up going bigger later on. But look at this sympathy play. This goes from 71 cents. 2 days later, it's all the way up to 850. Look at that. So running in sympathy with it and kind of in the same sector. So that's definitely something to look for. That can happen 100%. Young Commerciante, that was directed toward me. No, I did not. Was not in this morning. Didn't take any trades at all. Was not in chat till probably around like 10:30ish or so Eastern time, I'd say. Yeah, 10:30, right. Yeah, Neil, Active Trader, I can't remember. Yeah, there's a few that have been definitely we've had over the year, which was pretty cool. I remember even before your time, Active Trader, his name was Babylon Trader. And he went live on Fridays. Now, maybe like you're right when you first came over, but I think that was actually before your time. I think he was done doing Friday commentary for Deck. But he was the first and only before me to do Friday commentary. It was back on deckmartrades.com, but his name was Babylon Trader, but he was one that was active duty in Paris. And he was one that went live for Friday. On Fridays for Deck, he was a different kind of trader. Kind of reminded me a lot more of Iggy in chat. Of course, Alex Vaughn's, of the world that trade, at least for the most part, trading your large cap, $100 plus tickers and teaching that, a little bit sometimes swingy type mentality. Hey, TiVo, your trade's working out. Look at that. Look at that, you boss. So that's what I'm saying. That 525 area, you were reading it right on. EVTL now definitely need to be taking some profit here. Anyway, he did that for a while until he had to go off and do some active duty type stuff. And then eventually kind of went off and did his own thing because he wanted to stream live more and found a place. I think he started. I forgot where he went to because I kind of followed him for a while. I think it was like, and it's a good place. There's definitely other. This is by far like when you went over their team, like it was so laggy. Like you try to pull up the website and it took like 5 minutes to pull up. I'm like, is it like 19? Am I using Windows 95? What's taking forever? I would do it on any like all kinds of different. I thought it was my computer or my phone. Then in my phone, I tried everything. I'm like, nope. It's their terrible website. I mean, they have great traders over there. A Shy Guy was another trader that used to be over here. Shy Guy. Babylon Trader. God, I forgot what the other guy's name was. I forgot what his name was. But there's a few that I used to learn from. that were top traders that I kind of looked up to. SPY was my biggest win, 9,600. There you go. So that was the SPI fly on the wall. Was that back in 2020 when that went bananas, or another time when SPI went bananas? Fly on the wall. Was that the one I brought up? Okay, yeah, it was, yeah. I think he was done live. It was sometime in, I would say, early 2000. It may not even, I don't know if J-Trades, do you remember J-Trades? I don't know if J-Trades, if you remember him. It may have been 2017 when he was done. He may, you know what I mean? But I forgot when that was, but but Babylon Trader, yeah, it was one that he was in active duty. Oh, yeah, right, active trader. Like, it's crazy. If someone would have told me, like, a year ago, if I would have been... if someone would have told me a year ago I'd been doing this thing called the Thanos crawl or whatever, you know, when I first started, like 2018, hey, 2 years from now you'll be doing like, you know, like trend line or shelf, whatever it may be, I'd be like, what? No, or you know, it's just, you just keep pushing, keep learning, keep pushing, keep learning. I love it. A lot to learn. 2020, yes, fly on the way. That was bananas back then, man. That was 2020 was nuts. Here's that candle. Here comes this candle, team. Here comes out. Here, watch, here it comes. Here it comes. Come on, Trey. There, boom, boom. That's what I was talking about right here. That's exactly, once you finally get under that VWAP, I was saying, watch for one of these candles right there back to that trend line. Trend line, early September, I think. Yeah, SPY, just when it was that. It was all September. We want to test my memory. Let's go testing AK40. I'm going to go September the 23rd. September the 23rd and the 24th were the 2 days it spiked. Because unlike Deck, I'll remember these a lot, which is nuts. I'm going the 23rd and the 24th. You ready, team? Let's zoom in here. I haven't looked yet. Oh! Bam! Now, I did just see it, so it's kind of in your brain if you remember, you know, because I did just look at it, so there's like a snapshot memory in my brain of probably, I just couldn't, you know, but 23rd and 24th, whammy. Queenie, can y'all lay down? Queenie, just chill out, boo-boo pants. It's like if I go out there and sit on the couch and turn the TV on, they will all just crash. If I'm back here talking to you guys, unless I shut that door, they like get a little antsy. I thought it was the 23rd and 24th. Let's see. Okay, yeah, one of the one that used to do commentary. Yeah, exactly. J-Trade. Yeah. That was, I was like, because you were there in 20. That was, you know, we'll go back to EVTL. It's popping up a little bit right here. Broke the downtrend. Got back over this 545 area. TiVo, you're looking good for anyone that took that bounce play. SOS, Crack City. So we'll kind of flip these around. Whammy. Yeah. And that was back then too. I don't know if you remember that, which I know actually it was kind of stopping a little bit. It was more so because Iggy did bang. He didn't do bang as much as he used to. But J-Trades, that was one thing. And I was like, man, I want to be cool. That's why I came up with Bangarang. Because everyone had, you know, Deck did his ow. Iggy had bang. God, I forgot what rap it had. Yama had something. Everyone had something, you know? And I'm like, all the top traders had this cool little something they'd say after they killed a trade. And I'm like, I want to say something. Here we go now. Great bounce so far. Look at this. It's and what we've had with a lot of longs recently. Got at it, you know, 30 minutes maybe this took. Say the original bounce played down around 11, 12. It's not till about 11:30, you know what I mean? At least 20 plus minutes. So you're getting some profit. You know, you're getting 20-ish cents in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's not till almost 25-ish minutes or so later, you know, a lot of the time, you know, sometimes even more than that you're actually finally getting, you know, the move up and the next move up. So I'm going to keep this right now. I'm going to mark this as light blue. Just being that moving back down, I'm not trusting this as it's going to be great support as of right now. They think you were talking to that's so funny. Let's see. They think you were talking, Zach Hopperwell. Let me tell you something right now. Oh, man, team. SOS. Call it for an SOS right now. Beautiful short. So if you got in here, team, for the shelf crack through the VWAP, now trend line crack, be a beautiful short right here. Love it. You know, you got two of these in a row. Lock this up as it moves down to the $6 area 100%. And look for that to hold. If we don't hold 6, this could start getting a little dumpy and start seeing a nice pullback for the rest of the day, team. Needs to hold this 6. This 6 is going to be pretty crucial for it. We'll go back over to EVTL. Let's say Alfred. What we got here? Let's see here. Not going to lie, I used to be scared of Active Trader back then. He was like, man, he true police. I don't know what's going on here. Now we're a little more lenient toward another, right? Yeah, back then we were like, man. Alfred, what's up? Let's see. What are your thoughts on BA? Queenie, come here. Queenie. All right, man. Before I start this lesson, kids are going to bed. Yeah, you're going to bed. You're going to be going to bed here in a minute. Boeing, For Alfred, watch for this bottom little shelf area. You're looking for anything particular. Next resistance that 200 moving average has been 80 MA and above 50 MA. Yeah, okay, got you moving up. I just would say overall, moving back down here, just be careful. Let me take a look at this too, right? Not that it's moving out. Okay, it's not moving like crazy with the SPY. I mean, kind of, but not really. I would say this resistance is what I'd be looking for right here on past chart history. I know you're seeing this way up here that does have some room to run, but I'd say it has to get over this 160 mark first. Do you see this right here, Alfred? Now go back a little further. It's going to be the only thing holding it up, really, in my opinion, is this area right here. And so if we can get over that, but, you know, that's still about, you know, a few dollars away, 157 up to about 160-ish. So we are a little ways from that. We cracked this 150 mark today. You know, this could start dumping back down. We could see this back into the high, you know, probably around the 147.50-ish mark by end of day, if not into tomorrow. That makes sense there, Alfred? Yeah, and I'm like, dude, Zach, and I'm like, would y'all... I'm not talking to you guys. And that's why I know. That's exactly because I'm talking. Used to, for some reason, like they weren't so bad. It's like I thought they were used to it. But I think the main thing is wherever she went to now, but hopefully she's laying down being good out there. But Queenie, since we've gotten Queenie, you know, she was good at first because she was so young. Now and that's what she hit, you know, which most puppies do. They get to their, you know, they're about 2 years. She's about 2 years old now as an adult, or, you know, an adult. As an adult. She's 2, like if you count human years, she's about 2 now. And so she's getting to her terrible 2s where she just, you know, she listens fine, but, you know, she just wants to play. She wants to do stuff. She wants to play. She's a busybody versus used to puppies. You could just get her in here and she'd just sit on my leg and just pass out. Unless I shut the door, she just moves. And the rest of them want to start moving. The little ones get up. Hey, okay, she's moving. You got to, let's, you know, then you're talking now. Then I'm talking. It's like, geez. You got it, Alfred. Zeke was another top trader too, J Trades. You know, Zeke was another top trader, 100%. You know, Zeke was another one. Neil, I mean, we've had a lot of top traders. That's what I always say. You know, that's why I try to tell you guys how much I love you for sticking around. You know, obviously, you know, Actor Trader and Actor Trader I love, got my favorite, which I was just on with them last week. Man, I love for them. Oh, man, I think they're gonna do Super Troopers 3. I think they're supposed to be anyway. They're probably gonna do another movie though, I'd imagine. But yeah, we've had a lot of top traders that have gone, is my point. But, you know, I love the ones that stick around and then become a gold member and then stay being a gold member. Because some, you know, it's like I think a lot of them, if they don't get that gold ship and maybe they're just not seen as important, maybe, or just not seen that they're being looked as significantly or taken seriously or whatever it may be. I don't know. Queenie. So you see what I'm saying, Queenie? She just wants to play. Can you please just come lay down, Queenie? You're going to bed here in a minute. Lay down, baby girl. She's going to bed. But yeah, we've had a lot that kind of not say disappear, but they go off and do their own thing. Totally fine. Ooh, Siga. Here we go, too. Careful here, Alfred. Watch for them. I'm telling you, watch for Boeing to go down some more. SIGA, speaking of which, same thing here. Beautiful shelf already did go down more since I started commentary. We were hitting low, new low there on the low 14s a minute ago. We are now below 14. Awesome, Miss Boss. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard for me to do that new, you know, which I like literally as long as I've been here and kind of the self-proclaimed long. Besides, again, Iggy, and I don't know, Justin Gill, if you're here, Justin Gill, I know that's another one. Or Craig R. Those 3 have been here longer than me. There are only 3. I'm pretty sure it is, unless there's just someone that doesn't ever alert. But there are 3 chat members that have been here longer than me, and that's it. It's Iggy, Craig R, and Justin Gill. They've all been here since 2016. I'm a 2016 fresh off. I'm a Valentine's 2017 baby, I should say. Valentine's Day 2017. That's me. All of them were kind of late 2016, so it's crazy how long we've been around, and even trying to get you guys in chat, like kind of like Actor Trader saying, you know, I literally have now. I'd have to go through and see how many numbers that I have now. It's because I give everyone, you know, when they do sessions with me, I get my number out just in case you ever do want to hit me up. You don't have to just book a session right off the bat. If it's something small, there's no point for that. I want you guys to be able to get a hold of me if you need to. So yeah, it's got to be at least 70, maybe more than that now. But yeah, I love being able to help you guys, and that's kind of, you know, being able to stick around and get more of you to stick around forever. You know, Tim Z, Sky Chimp, Doc Savage, Alex Vaughn, just kind of thinking of any of the new traders, Zach Hopper, any new trader that's just been killing over the past year or two. I know there's some I'm missing in right now, but I'm trying to name them all, but there's a lot. Wilson originally joined in 2016. Nice. And you left us, though. Why'd you leave us, Wilson? Oh, I know why. Your ass got stuck on an island with Tom Hanks. Duh. What am I thinking over here, poor guy? I'm sorry, Wilson. I shouldn't talk to you like that. I knew you were stuck on that island. Are you okay, man? I know that has to be, that PTSD has to be kicking in by now. Alfred 2020. What's up, J Chin? How we doing? Scooter Pie, that's right, Actor Trader. You were Scooter Pie. You originally were Scooter Pie. I think you may have to do one more name change and put Active Police. I think instead of Active Trader, it should just be Active Police Trader? That's pretty cool. One more name change, one more transformation. At that last level, you're hanging out with Optimus Prime now. Like, don't mess with Active Police Trader. What's up, Taylor Trader? Yeah, Wilson, I was like, poor guy's been on a damn island. The Taylor Trader, I remember Taylor Trader, though, I thought you were in Deckmar Trades, because, whatever you were at, I thought beforehand, because I remember we went over, because remember Moto Dad, that was another trader that we had in chat that kind of, has gone on and left. But there was Moto Dad. We were, because I remember we were over in his, what is it called? What are those things called? Discord. They were on the Discord, so we went over there because it was in between when Deck and because he was having those trials and tribulations with Tradecaster and when it was first up and coming from DeckmarTrades.com because we're all like, no, don't leave DeckmarTrades.com, we love it. So we were trying to find something for like that 1 month of nothing. We were just like, well, there's nothing. We're like lost little kids out here. All right, team. Got about 10 minutes and we will start the lesson. So here in about 10 minutes, team, we will start the lesson. The ant. I like that one, actor. That is actually a good one. But come on, one more. But we could go one more until then, though, So while you're policing chat, that's the retired account when you're completely done. I like the name, though. That makes total sense. So Taylor Trader, the main thing I'm doing, because Deck did his last, month and a half-ish, and he's done now with his boot camp. I didn't want to double it up. I was going to do it in August. I leave the first week of August. It's kind of slower now. Anyway, I'm going to start my boot camp. So I'm going to do mine. I didn't want to do it when he was, double dip, and like, oh, you're really doing it. So I kind of want to give you, you've had his, and now you saw what he, and a lot of it's going to probably be what, you've learned from him, just said maybe in a different way and taught in a different way. So it's going to be how to, my very first lesson back from 2020, how to start, grow, and manage a small account. And really any account for that matter. But it really hones in because I know majority of traders start, and in this probably chat, in tradecaster.com, have a small account. So I want to hone in back to when I, go over in the struggles that I had at first and know that we all struggle. And especially if you have a small account, it is very hard at first. So I just want to go over those things and what to be doing, how to be successful. And then we'll kind of go like A to Z, kind of like what Deck did, A to Z. This week, give you the simplicity ones, the first few lessons I already did, maybe add to them what to be looking for day in, day out, and then add new lessons to it that I wanted to do. In this also we'll probably get round 2 of the Thanos crossover. So part 2 will be coming out in this boot camp. So you'll be getting a lot of old stuff mixed in with some new stuff, and then kind of remix stuff together, so that way it's kind of old stuff, but it's updated essentially. All right, team. EVTL top stock to watch as of right now. We're kind of we're looking for. Both have the downtrend break possibilities. Well, this one already had it. SOS still looking for the downtrend break right here. If we zoom in, you can see this pretty severe downtrend. Getting back over the VWAP, the 9, the 630, 640 mark, this old resist or support, I should say, shelf from before of support at about 635, 640. That's what we're going to be looking to get back over to test high of day. EVTL, again, don't forget, pre-market high is 664, so it still has at least $1 to move to really, 644. So it has still, 90-ish cents or so to move to get, 85, 90 cents or so to get back to where, in my opinion, it's going to really start pushing, getting kind of, we may get one more of these moves to it. I doubt, well, obviously this would be a big move. But if we're going to get something like this again, it's going to be if we get over, that 640-ish, 650 pre-market resistance. Questions, anything you want to go over, let me know right now. 7 minutes till we have commentary starting with, I should say commentary, but the lesson starting up today, team. So I'll have the lesson. I'll leave the scanners up. Essentially you'll see me talking for the most part. I will have one quick slide to put up if you want to take a screenshot of it. If anything, you can always just press pause and then write the things down or whatever you want to do. Or it's not very hard to remember these simple key ingredients, and I'll be going over and basing off each one. It's pretty much just bulletin points, and then showing you. Not showing you, but kind of just really talking through things today. There won't be many slides. There isn't a slide to go with this. This is essentially just telling you what to, not only what I went through at first, so you get to know me. A lot of people haven't heard that story, But if you go over what I went through at first, how I struggled, what I did to succeed, and learning from a lot of top traders that I just told you in chat, and then top traders that are still here, continuing to learn, just pushing myself every day to kind of find new strategies, styles, and setups and all that kind of stuff. All right. No one any questions right now? What I'm going to do, because I want to be able to relax and concentrate on this lesson for you guys, I'm going to put the dogs up real quickly. I will be back in just un momento with the lesson. Back in a minute, team.
There's a dead battery. Supernova skies exploding in the night. We live and we die. To the surface out, I'm right here with you now. Somehow we fell at the speed of sound. We're a constellation, but we caught a light. It's so that we know. Just hoping we get it right. Every conversation is another sign. Heaven only knows we're too close. Falling like the lights that keep us blinded. We're higher than the stars that shine. I need you close to me. This gravity pulls us together and apart. Every night we're like astronomy.
All right, and we're back. All right. I'm like, okay. Now we can concentrate. Anything else you want to go over? Let's see. Alfred, look for a bounce. 144. You help me look how the ring is sharp. There you go, baby boy. Good job. Yeah, J Trade, yeah. Definitely help out Active Trader for sure. Terrible story. Terrible. Can't even imagine. Honestly, just like, wow. You know me, guys. Obviously, I would be out of chat for like years. Like, all right, team, I'm calling it for about 13 months. I will see you back next year. If it fails, you can take it. All right, team. Any questions? Anything else you want to go over? I think we're good to go for the I almost want to say the session, but the lesson. Let's get into it then. Let's just get into it. I want to get into it right now. I'm going to pull this over so I can see things a little more clearly. This is coming right here. All right. Turn off the music for now. We are done with the music. Hydrate. Slideshow. From beginning. Make it full screen. All right, let's get into it, team. I'll keep this up for just a minute, just so if you want to take a picture of it. This is all it's going to be. You know, I'll be hitting these points essentially as I go over them. You know, paper trading, which I'll also talk about if you want to just go into live trading. A lot of people want to do that. They want to get a little motion in. So you're going to kind of be paper trading with a cash account. You know, or if you have, there's no way you can, you know, we'll get into it. Narrowing it down, you know, be green, you know, all these little bulletin points we'll go over. And so real quickly, I'll leave this up essentially until I, you know, for the next couple minutes, if you want to take a screenshot of it, whatever you want to do, write those things down. And those will be your bulletin points for the lesson today. Now, just a background on me. I know it seems like I've talked about this a lot recently, so if you missed it, here it is. Back in 2015, thanks to my wife watching a show called Below Deck. It's a yachting show where they you know, go anyway. Regardless, it's a yachting show where they show that, you know, it's kind of all these drama shows that are on Bravo, TLC, that your wife or maybe your best guy friend watches too. You never know. Only reason I watch is because my wife is watching it. Luckily, a guy named Tim Sykes was on it. and was talking, was talking about, wasn't the best way to go about it, but was rather demeaning to them and saying, well, that was good money, but if you want to make better money, with the whole time. So I was like, okay, you kept talking about this penny. So I work for Cumulus Media. I'm a reporter. I just got to Dallas. I'm low on the totem pole to fill in hours to get that, that quota of full-time employee. I've got to fill in hours. And to get that pay per hour and get the benefits of full-time, yada, yada, yada. I worked overnights is my point. And so I've got to go in, either on a Friday or Saturday night, and I've got to be in at 10 p.m. and I work till 6 a.m. Watching the whole station. It's kind of cool because, exhilarating at first, but the point being, we're like 3 months in now, and I've lost the interest of, man, this sucks. I'm getting tired at night. Now, I'm getting used to saying, no, but it just sucks. Luckily, I watched that episode before we went in, so next thing you know, I'm Googling, watching YouTube video after YouTube video, not just Sykes, but anyone, trying to learn penny stocks. So I did that for 5 months. I didn't do Investopedia. I found another one that was another cool way. It broke it down better for me. Almost kind of like what we'll do in the boot camp from A to Z. It broke it down, penny stocks better, and what to kind of, how to learn them instead of just jumping right in and trying to learn this, that, and then this. It kind of broke it down real simple for me. And so I did that and kind of, then when I learned something in that, go over and try to apply it by just watching. Now, unfortunately, should have done this at first, open up a brokerage, watch charting live. I didn't do that. I just watched YouTube videos. I'd say watch for, just kind of watch videos of whatever I was learning. So I did that for 5 months thinking if I learned terminology, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, kind of like the deck library, I could go in January 2016 with an account with when I actually very first started team, my account was less than $2K. It was in the $1,000 range. Thought I could go in with about $1,000, $1,500, whatever it was, and be successful right off the bat. Didn't happen. Plus, I do have a full-time job. I'm up at the station a lot of the day, doing stuff during the day. I've got to go over to Fort Worth. I was the TCU main reporter, so anything TCU sport related, I've got to go all the way over to Fort Worth. So if you know the Texas DFW area, that's about it could be an hour drive with traffic easily. So that's there. That's just there, not back. So it could be 2 hours, total drive time. So you get my point. So it's a lot of daytime I missed. I'm not watching charting. I'm not watching anything. I'm just kind of would show up. Okay, cool alerts, being in, unfortunately, the wrong chat room at first anyway. It really was more of a chat room than anything. So just in the wrong, didn't have the right mentor. So it's 2016, that's all I did. Had the one big trade to bring up, and all I did was back and forth. It's like anyone does it first. Should I take this when I was going to finally trade? Even though there were trades I took, I just didn't do a lot of trading because the fear of trading stuck into me. It was, should I take this trade or am I going to be right? Every time I get into a trade, it's wrong. And every time I'm like, yeah, I should. Okay, I like it. And then I don't get in the trade, it goes, so then you have that double hesitation of every time I get into a trade, it fails. When I don't get in the trade and I know I should have, it works and goes, without me getting into it. I didn't have the terrible bag holding thing. I didn't ever let, it wasn't like, I didn't let my winners run. I didn't do that, but I didn't let my losers roll. That is not going back to that. NAKD would be the one bad trade. That's why if you ever hear me say, I'd rather run around the block naked, than trade NAKD. That's truly what I mean by that. So you kind of understand what I mean by, there's certain things that you learn real quickly, in the stock market. And that's one thing I learned. So at least some traders do. And I luckily learned that. My account wasn't that big at that point in time. I'd gotten up to $3,000 or close to it in 20, because of course I'm just refunding it and trying to make it bigger, so I can maybe make more money with a $3,000 account on margin. Bag held NAKD for however many months for $1,000 loss. When I would take trades, it was 200 here, 100 there, 200 there, 100 there, 50 here, 30 there, 50 here, 30 there, back and forth. It was never, I was taking a bunch of astronomical loss. I was just more losses for sure. It was about a 65% loss, 35% win rate, essentially, I guess is how you could word it, at a 35% win rate. It was just maybe 40. I forgot what it was. And there are times I got close to 50. I was like, wait, I'm getting it. Then the hesitation would kick in even more. And then I'd always try to paper trade. I just never put the time in. That's just the main thing, team. I'd have the fear that always kicked in. Should I take this trade? Should I not take this trade? Then the hesitation game, not pulling the trigger, watching it go without me. The ones I did get in, I didn't set limit orders because again, remember I'm with Thinkorswim, so I could only go long. So I'm mainly a bounce trader. I wouldn't set limit orders in. Why not? What are you doing, Josh? You should find your support and resistance areas, trust them, get in your trade, put a limit order in. My idiot self would come down I ended up being right, but okay, is this support or resistance? I think it is. Buy in. Okay, market in. Now I'm market ordering in, and then it would dump down. I just never knew. I'm market ordering in on bounce plays. That's fine if you see a massive kill red candle, and you're like, oh my God, whoa, out of nowhere, and you weren't expecting it, and you're trying to jump into something real quickly. That's one thing. Very few times I would say market ordering on any kind of bounce. You might as well limit ordering if you can. You might see the area ahead of time. I wasn't doing that at first, and so now to 2017. Finally, which I did back in the day there, from, Sykes to, I can't name all the different chat rooms, and I'm sure Sykes, a lot of you found him, started with him, maybe went to him at some point. Warrior Trading with Ross Cameron went over there at some point, or back in the day when I'm getting to now, because Deck used to do these a lot more over at deckmartrades.com, would let anyone in the world do what he kind of does now when he gives out the YouTube link, I guess, in a way, on Thursdays, but did free chat Tuesdays or free chat whatever day it was. And so I did those a lot. And then I found that I liked Deck the most because you could do those. There wasn't like a limit on how many times you could do the free chat Tuesday or Wednesday. You could do those as many times as you wanted to. And so I really started liking Deck and his style a little bit more and what he was doing, his energy, keeping you positive too. He actually streamed all day long. Now back then you didn't see him. All you did was heard his voice. We didn't see Deck until Tradecaster Team. You didn't get to see his face over at deckmartrades.com. Not that it matters, but you knew he was there. You knew he was alerting all day. And so that was awesome. Hardly anyone did that. And so I liked his style. And so I stayed with him going out to February 2017, start learning more about him, what I'm going to get into what I'm going to learn essentially, and knowing that, hey, when something's not working out, especially if you're going real, you're just hurting your confidence more. You're really just hurting your own discipline. You're hurting the big thing here. You're hurting the things I always talk about: confidence, patience, and discipline. You're killing those by not really learning and just sitting there, just pounding loss and not really taking it. And that was the main thing. I wasn't tracking my trades. I wasn't really practicing a particular style or strategy setup. I was just attacking literally like an AK47. I guess the name was fitting at first. I was just out there when I did trade, when I wasn't scared. Pew, 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 pew. And you get the pew pews because that's about how powerful my pew pews. They were very, very weak. And so it wasn't until, again, I took to now where let's fast forward to all those things that I know all you face, the struggles, the refunding your own account. Losses aren't that big, but the wins aren't really that big. You're not letting them compound, or let them run out. You're not really tracking any trades, so that way in the end, you're not really learning anything about yourself and what trader you really are going to be. You're not, and then like I said, all those little things that you face that you're essentially all the fear, which I'm going to get in that lesson this week as well, how to get over the fear, because we all face those in many different ways to start with. And so I finally had to take another $1,000 loss with my $3,000 account in August of 2017. Chased the third halt up, came screeching down. Out of that third halt up, I was trying to take profit, hoping for a gap up, gap down, went straight into a halt down before I could even open my mouth. As in like, oh my gosh, right? And so now I'm caught in a halt down. Another $1,000 loss. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go to 100% paper trading for the next 5 months. Now we're 2 years away. We're 2 years on the dot, essentially, right around when that happened. It was almost 2 years on the dot when I first really got in, dove in that night I went in. When I first started talking about that night I went in and first dove in, I should say, to penny stocks and started looking because of thanks to Tim watching that stupid Below Deck show. 2 years in, and here I am. I haven't learned a damn thing, it seems like. I'm stuck in the same pattern 2 years where I first started for the most part. I know terminology. Not like most people. Not the same. You know terminology. You know what these setups are. You're like, who am I? What am I doing? All these people are successful. At first it was so cool to see $2,000 win, $300 win, $100 win, $3,000 win, $10,000. Oh my God. And then it started to get into, you're hating life and you're like, I'm tired of seeing that. I want a profit. If they can do it, how am I not getting this? And so I understood, here's what I got to start doing. I've got to go to paper trading. I've got to practice and figure out what I'm good at. We're 2 years in now. Let's do this for the next 5 months. So this will be just kind of like the first time around. But this 5 months, do what you should have done the first 5 months. Be in chat all day, every day. And I'm talking about not all day, every day, but that truly helps if you can. And I could. But if you can at least do 3, 4, 5 hours a day, get your face in front of the screen and start watching charting. Start tracking your trades. And not only tracking your trades, going over your trades thoroughly. I know, I track my trades, yeah. But do you go over your trades? That's what we mean by tracking your trades. Yeah, they're getting tracked, but do you go over them? That's what we really mean by tracking your trades. So do you do that? And that's when you'll start figuring things out like I did. Doing the left, right, left, up, down, up. Remember the old school cheat code back in the video game days back, boys and girls? That's your cheat code, I promise you, to the stock market. Going over, as I always talk about it, as a painted picture. The day's over with now. All right, I traded these 4 different tickers at these 4, whatever it may be. Could I trade this ticker 4 different times? Go over that every single trade, left, right, left. Narrow it down to here's where I could have gotten a better entry. Here's where my targets could have been. Or maybe you killed it. but learn about that trade. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? What did you fix for next time? Oh, go over the whole entire, then that's when you need to start, because you probably, why did I miss this trade? Oh my God, look at this shelf crack. Look at this trend line. Look at this bounce play. Look at this breakout. You'll start noticing, and you need to then break down the whole trade itself and go, where else could I have traded this to be successful? What else moved today? Let's go over that ticker. Again, go over any ticker, at least 3, 4. Keep testing that brain. That is your homework every afternoon or night, team. The more you're doing that, tracking your trades, going over, this is the setup I was attacking. This you'll start figuring out what setups you like, what styles you like. I was doing that. I finally figured it out. Now, at first, there wasn't a lot. And at first, I'll tell you this. It's not like you're going to be killing 4 different strategies, or even 2 probably. It's going to be probably 1. And for me, it was bounce plays and waiting for about 15 to 30 minutes after the opening bell to take the trades. Now, and my main goal, while I'm paper trading, resetting my account every month at 3,000, not letting it compound and grow and grow and grow. Every month I reset. August, since I started about halfway, quarter, whatever it was, 3/4 through, I couldn't really count that as, I should say, I had 3/4 of the month. It wasn't a full month. It was like it was about 2/3 of a month that I got to trade. So I knew I wasn't going to get it, and I wasn't that great yet. Failed. Didn't get to 3K. Or didn't move. I decided to reset at 3. I'm going to reset it at 3K every month. But I try to be green every month was my goal. And be green when I wanted to profit. So start at 3K, and all I wanted to profit at first thing was $1,500 to $2,000 a month. That's it. Now that is, if you think about it a lot, that's quite a bit if with a $3,000 account on margin. I didn't have a cash, even with cash. Making $1,500 a month off 3K is it's not easy to do. And so I knew it wouldn't be easy to do. And so I at first didn't do it. September, I got super duper close. I made like right under $1,500. October, November, and December got super hot, and each month it got more. Where I made like 2,000-ish in October, 3,000-ish in November. But then again, I didn't realize this until end of November or end of October, or I should say December, when I then made almost $5,000 in December. I didn't tell myself this. I try to stick just like I'd be able to trade, but the one thing I didn't do until to the very end of December, and then it kind of did scare myself a little bit, was I was trading way more than I would have if I was in a margin account. And so that's one other thing that you could probably take it to as well. Like, hey, if I'm in now I wouldn't say do that until you get like where I was, where you're super successful and you're resetting your account every month. You're green for 3 straight months, 4 straight months, 5 straight months. We'll get over what needed to be, what I was doing and what you need to do. Then maybe get to that point, but just reset it and just get trades in your belt, because that's what was successful for me. Tracking those trades, and I was doing that. I mean, you should see how many legal pads I went through. Those little yellow things that I show you all the time, team, where I'm writing stuff down. I went through tons. I mean, not tons, but tens of those, literally. Because I was not, and then I went to pre-tracking, where again, at the end of the day, I'm tracking my trades here, or I tracked them here, go over them. I had pre-track. So right before the opening bell, the first 10 minutes or so right before the opening bell, I would go, ABC, this bounce area, this resistance, looking for this trade. CBD, looking for this support, this, and so I'd pre-track to see if I was right and if I was already starting to see these areas, and the more I was right there, the more so when my 60-40 started getting higher and higher and higher to where it was, you get my point, my win rate started getting to that 60-40 range, I knew I had something going on. And that probably started happening, honestly, probably October, November is when it got to about 65%, and it stayed that way. It never got to 70 the whole time in paper trading, but it stayed in the high 60s. And it was doing the same trades almost over and over and over and over. Again, I'd probably say if I can only take 3 trades in a 5-day rolling period, I may some weeks have taken like 7. I was definitely sometimes trading a little more so, but you get my point. I just want to make sure at first that's what you need to understand and what I did. You've got to get those trades in your belt. So that's the one thing that you a lot of traders do this. You overcomplicate the process. Try to keep it as simple as you can where, hey, I want to start with my accounts. It's going to be 10K. I want to start with 10K in my paper trading. I'm just going to get as many trades underneath my belt as I can in a month. I don't care about that. I'm not going to worry about that is my point. Don't worry about that. It's the win percentage. I'm going to track my trades, go over them day in, day out. Now, if you trade 20 times in a day, I'm sorry, early on, that's a little too much. I'm not saying let's go out there and AK47 it. I was probably only getting 5 to 10 trades in a day at most. But then I'm tracking them because then it's so hard to track, and then you're just all over the place. If you just 5 to 10ish, maybe even less than 5 trades a day, and you're really patient and hone in, kind of like what I do now, you're really going to start noticing even faster because you're tracking your trades. 5 here, okay, 3 more today, 2 today, 6 today, 3 today. It becomes a lot easier to start tracking than I got 12 trades to go, right? And so after that, January 2018, now at 5 months, I'm like, okay, let's go, real time. I've been green, reset every month. That right there at the end of the 2 things that worried me. The stock market got really slow in 2018. January, it wasn't like it was now, but it got really slow. And then that whole, I was trading a lot more than I really, I was like, should I played that a big factor? And so it's like, nope, just a Latin. Because I did the last 2 weeks of December. I was like, I literally just gave myself 3 trades every 5-day period. And I was like, you did it those 2 weeks, you can continue to do it. And so I was really, and it came back in. I went live. The fear kind of factor started swelling back up a little bit because I started, oh, I got 3 trades. I got to make these work. I started overthinking again instead of just, which I'm going to get to you guys, which I tell you every day, just take your trades. Quit worrying about, is this trade worth it? Oh, it's going to be 20 cents. Oh, it's this about to find a plan, which we're going to get that, finding, creating, and sticking to the plans. We're going to be getting to that. That's what you have to do. And that's what was working. Like I've had to tell myself that was working August, really more so late September through, December. And that's why I went, and I'm glad I went longer too, because I knew it wasn't going to work at first, and it wasn't really clicking until the end of September into October. And so October, 3 straight months, October, November, December, I was like, it was clicking. Keep doing that. You didn't have a 65% win rate, doing that day in, day out for 3 straight months for nothing. You figured out what was working in the bounce area. And so I had to tell myself that. And it took a good month and a half to start trusting myself again. And that fear starts finally going out. It was probably, which is funny, about a year in of Deckmar trades when I finally started, actually even started alerting more, probably my 1-year anniversary, February 2018 now. So you can see what happens in a year of really starting to dive in. 2016 was rarely in chat, wasn't even in this chat. I was all over the place. Was probably only in a actually paying member of chat rooms, probably about maybe a third of that year, is in maybe 4 or 5 months, because I was at first with Sykes and them, then I went to and then I was like, yep, I'm not paying for this, there's no point, I'm not even in chat, I'm always at work. So 2017, kind of saw that end of 2017, so I had to rearrange my schedule at the end of 2017 so I could be here all day, at least for the most part, all day, every day, and that's when it started clicking, so it took me only about a year, finding deck, knowing what I needed to do, still not doing it, even though he's telling me every day, hey, go figure out what you're good at, go paper trade, go, if you quit losing, you're hurting your patience, your discipline, you're hurting all that, you're killing it. Your confidence, for sure, you're killing it. Your confidence is now like -3. It was like a 2 before, now it's like -3. And so stop losing. Go practice and figure out what we're doing wrong and what we can do better at that, or just stop doing that, and you'll probably figure out what you're also actually good at maybe in the process, which could be something totally different. And so I had to do that. And so if I put the time in correctly, like everyone gets that question asked a lot. How long did it take you to finally start clicking to where you're at least somewhat of a successful trader? I'd say honestly about 9 months to a year. If you take in that, when I first started learning back to August 2015 into that 5-month stretch of when I actually, August 2017 into December 2017, you take that 5-month stretch that was, I know it's 2 years, but if you combine what I really did in, but obviously let's do that 5-month stretch was the money making. That was when it really started helping out. But before that, up until August 2017, even though I'd been at it at kind of 2 years, I say at it, I'd been learning about it kind of for 2 years. I was the D student like I was back when I first going to college, and I showed up very few and far between, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. I'm like, every day, like, you know what I mean? I had no idea. I was not that good. I mean, I did, but I didn't, is the point. And so I didn't I would give that 2-year time frame about 3 months as my point. I learned what in that 2 years, if I really actually, like right now, this brain, the person I am now, I could have done all that in probably maybe even a month, probably. You get my point? And so it was that 5-month stretch that I put in paper trading, really tracking my trades, figuring out what I was good at and not good at, and when to trade and when not to trade. And then probably that first 3 to 4, 5 months into 2018, really defining myself. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm on my own. Kind of finally, like my mom, Deck being the mama or whoever's mama, finally pushing me off by my wife, really, because I'm like, man, I got to start doing this. I got to start making some more money, and then, I could fly, That took about 9 months to a year. If you dive in all day, every day if you at least get to, and you need it, you need about 3 to 4 hours a day for the most part of not only watching charting, like I had, which I say had to do, what I finally figured out what I had to do, then tracking your trades and going over them. That's when it started clicking. Got a little bit slower and better with those bounce plays. Started finally trading breakout plays, coming up with a halt strategy into 2019 when I came up with my halt strategy plays into 2020. So, first year I only made $25K. That's not bad with a $3,000 account, which slowly grew to about $10,000. I kept growing, and I was living off of it, but it kept growing and growing and growing. Got it close to probably, after taking money out of it, I think the highest it ever got was like 13, 14K. But that makes a lot of a difference when you have 13, 14K in your account to trade with versus 3K. So I made 25K the first year. I made 50K in 2019, doing the same thing. Barely, a couple times got really close to the PDT. I was like, oh, if I could just get a big trade, maybe I'd finally deal with a PDT. And it clipped over a couple times, but always, unfortunately, because it was one of my incomes, multiple that I've always had. I had to live off of it still a little bit. I had to take money out here and there. So I never could get fully over the PDT until 2020. And that's when, of course, then starting to short. Really 2020 breakout craziness. My halt strategy is just going bananas. Breakout plays left and right. So doing bounce plays, halt strategy plays, so breakout plays that are just really going parabolic. And then finally shorting. And so that's where I made $100,000 in 2020. And then last year making 165K. So I'm going from 25K first full year of trading in 2018 to 50K, pretty much doubling each of my first 3 years into 20 making 100K. So from 25, 50, 100 to 165 last year. This year on pace to make about that same. When I don't have many longs going on. That's why I make more money in longs and breakouts. But that's the little story. That's my story and background, so you can see what I went through at first. And now I'll get this down so you don't have to worry about looking at it, and we can kind of keep it charting, see if there's anything moving real quickly. Let me get the PowerPoint down. Boom. Right there. So now that's down and out of the way. And now what to be going over. So I want to hit these PowerPoint here. Actually, real quickly, just so you can see the PowerPoint one last time so you can see. We'll get into this real quickly from the beginning. Let's get into this. Now, if you want to go live, you want to go live from the get-go. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to, it's hard to go live. I know you want to get emotion on your belt, but you've got to, the main thing, the paper trading. I'll get into this. What's so funny, it's tracking what I'm saying down below. Forgot about that. The main thing with paper trading, and just the reason I'm talking, or the reason I'd say this, is just you're really trying to figure out what you're good at and not good at. I would only say do that for 3 months. Now, that's if you're just starting or if you are still struggling. I would say stop killing your patience and your discipline and definitely your confidence, because they're probably all grounded about zero now. Stop doing that, beating a dead horse essentially, and get over to paper trading and just practice what you try to find out, or what here. Track your trades, the main thing. Make sure you're tracking your trades, which we'll get into, in just a moment, and the main things we need to be doing. But tracking your trades is where you're going to start figuring that out. So paper trading at first, finding your own style. This is where you should start the whole process. The key to finding real money success, and I'm telling you, is right here in practicing. Now, if you want to go to real money, I said to get that emotion in. If you haven't, beaten your confidence down, you kind of just started like, cool, let me go live at first. You're going to go small share size. We'll get into that. And that's the thing. You need to go super small share size. No more than a share, 10 shares, 5 shares. Just practice trades over and no, I'm not kidding you. 1 share, 5 shares, 10 shares, and just practice trades over and over. Now, you can't short unless you're over the PDT. This is mainly for people under the PDT. If you're over the PDT, great. That makes it even that much easier for you. Definitely go with a margin account, and then still only do 1 share a day. But now you can practice shorting and going long. So that's the benefit of being over the PDT, is if at least you have an account that size, go with the margin account. But because you can trade every day, but so you can also short and practice shorting. But 1 share at a time, 5 shares at a time, 10 shares at a time. Now, paper trading, if you're going to paper trade, set that account size up with what you're going to trade with. Like me, it was a $3,000 account. You go with $3,000 and make it a $3,000 account. Don't go trading with no $100,000, $1 million account. Seen people in the past before do that. Well, I made $300,000 a day. And I'm like, yeah, we know it's paper trading. Come on. We see, come on now. Let's not do that. Even the people that even admit it was paper trading, I'm like, hey, what's the point of doing that? Unless your account's, you're Bruce Wayne's son, you're probably not going to open an account with that size. You get what I'm saying, or Elon Musk's son, regardless. And the main thing, going back to this, I love Deck. He doesn't talk about, this is one of Deck's biggest sayings back in the day. J Trades is probably going to be the only ones that remembers this, but this was like Deck's go-to saying back in the day on all his lessons. He's like, do you think if you picked up a basketball for the first time, you think you'd be balling, balling with LeBron, D-Wade's not, whoever all the ballers are anymore, DeRozan, I don't know, who's the guy out in Portland, anyway, I'm so old, hardly watch the NBA anymore, the geek freak or whatever, anyway, get my point. No, you would not. If you just picked up a basketball for the very first time, picked up a baseball for the first time, football for the first time, any sport, golf, you name the sport, football, soccer ball, whatever you want to call it, you would not be good. It would take you months, if not years of training to get good and play professionally. Like the majority, like this was about 10%, 15% are successful in the stock market. I know it's way less than that in professional sports, but I think that's the higher levels. I think if you look at all, because there are a lot of minor levels of professional sports, you get my point. 2, 3, 4% of the pop, whatever it may be, because there's a lot of professional out there these days. Gaming, what all you want to include into that. Not many make it, is my point, and not many do it successfully to make a living. So that means it takes a while. You even think the stuff that, again, musician, anything you do, master plumber, I'm not kidding you get my point, musicians, surgeons, whatever it may be that make a lot of money and they're good at it. They're not good in the first year. First time I sat in front of, my keys and my piano again for the first time. Do you think I was good? Oh, I sucked. Go pick up a guitar for the first, go and sit in front of a drum set for the first time and let me know what you're even doing or what drum's what, right? Even if you've even kind of looked on YouTube and you're trying to, I think this drum's the snare and you get my point. Even if you've done the whole 5-month like I did tutorial of reading and doing terminology and watching video after video after video, have you actually picked up something and actually done it before? And then when you finally do it and start applying stuff that you tried to learn, how good are you? And how long does it take you to figure out what kind of, are you a bassist? Are you what kind of guitar are you going to, playing? What kind of drummer are you going to be even in them? So even, get my point. Your first time you start doing something, back to Dex and Ellie, first time you pick up a basketball, you're going to be out there balling with the boys in the NBA. It's just not going to happen. So no, it takes time. No matter what you do, think that how good you can think something, you're not going to be good at it. And back to this one, back to the NBA. Love it. And I know anyone's going to be saying this. Practice? Yes. Yes, Allen Iverson. Practice, practice, practice. I'm telling you, I don't care what even Allen Iverson's going to tell you. You know, the GOATs are out there practicing, getting their routine. Even like when I saw Umar at the seminar, Umar of all people, I'm like, what? Umar is tracking his trade still too? This dude's making tons of money. I didn't know that everyone's doing this still. Like, he's going day in and really honing in on tracking severely how he tracks his. So track your trades. That's something I can't tell you nonstop, and so practicing is what you're going to be doing. So when you're practicing, you're tracking your trades. Like I said, you're writing down whatever you want, entry price of stock, the time you got in, the share size you got in. If you don't want to write down the float, the time you got out, the share sizes you got out, all that kind of stuff. So you can go back, break down the setup that it was, so the setup, the float, the time, all that, the share size, so you can start figuring out what share size you're good at, what time frame you were in. Start figuring out what kind of stuff, where your check marks are. And then at the end of the week, what I'd go through after, and here's how I'd do that. So at the end of the week, after I went through, at the end of the day, what I'd do, say I had 3 trades. ABC, check. BEE, X. ABCD, check. 2 or 3, cool. And I'd put Monday 2 or 3, whatever. So I'd go through the whole week and just do that to the side, but then I'd go through the end of the week, and I'd do the whole log, like on a Friday, Saturday, usually when I do it Saturday or Sunday, and I'd go, okay, cool. I'm gonna put this even to another log now, and figure out what all these check marks and all these X's, so bull flags, this, bounce plays. And I saw so many check marks at bounce plays. And I saw the time frame, because then I started writing time frame. So I did, not time frame, but time of day. And so a lot of the time of day, where all the X's were, first 10, 15, 20 minutes, a lot of check marks came 15, 20 minutes after the opening bell. And so that's kind of how I track my trades. I did a double track. And again, I talk about this so much. So don't expect to be like someone else that may get it faster than you. We are all different and learn at a different rate team. Find success in different ways. Different trade. We're all different traders really in the end. So again, know that. So yes, coming to chat, watching someone trade and following alerts is going to be a fine, watching me, watching deck, whatever, but don't, know in the end that becoming your own trader is going to be by far the most successful way in the end for you and for any trader, is becoming your own trader. Also, with that said, okay, I already went over that with the paper trading account. Please make sure we set it at the right size. Now, narrowing it down. So we kind of wrote this. Now we're down to narrowing it down. I'll get this back off again. You can see we're at narrowing it down now. So I'll narrow it down. We'll get this off the screen so you can watch charting if you want to watch charting here real quickly. Let's see if we have anything moving. Y'all can let me know in chat. I'll watch chat again as well. Cool. All right. So another thing, narrowing it down. So this is huge. This next one's huge. Narrowing it down. What trading style technique you want to use. I always suggest 3 at tops at most. But even then, when you start tracking those trades, you're going to start figuring out what you're good at, and usually it does not take very long. And at me, at first, there was only 1. I was only really trading probably about 3, maybe 4 setup strategy styles at first, because I wasn't trying to get 20 trades in a day. I was trying to find 2 or 3 main setups and go, I'm going to attack these day in, day out. I like these. Well, a couple of them I didn't like so much in the end. At least I wasn't good at them. And so I went with bounce plays. And so know that. And know I went again with indicators and studies. Let's not go, let's use the MACD and the Bollinger Bands, and we're going to use the 9 EM, I'm going to teach you these things, especially if you're a new trader, and you can see, like, I'm using the Thanos cross. I want you to be like find shelves and trend lines and short, that's the first way to start, keep it simple at first. Put your lines in and trading them. Then go over to putting all those different studies and setups on there, stay with downtrend breaks at first, bull flag setups, whatever it is, flat, whatever flag you want to call it. Bounce plays, if you're on to shorting, what kind of shorting, if you like. You get my point. Find 2 or 3. It's over time that you'll accumulate all these different setup style strategies that you can attack. It does not happen at first. It's finding one you can rinse and repeat and being a bread and butter and a staple of your trading for years to come, essentially. Again, back to when you first started playing basketball, football, whatever. You weren't there in the middle of the game. I went over this recently. And I hadn't seen these too much, but back in the day, say football, I know there was a lot of I used to see it in college more so, but college football, the play was like, it would be sent in just to detract the other team. Sometimes they'll send in plays with it, but the point being, they'd put up a sign. It'd be 4 different random pitchers, and that was a play, or at least one of those. I think each 4 was a different one, and they'd call it and they'd say Britney Spears, or they'd say the banana. There'd just be 4 different random pictures on this board. And it was kind of funny, it was kind of honestly entertaining. But you got all of a sudden thrown off the sideline. They're like, active trader, J Trades, AK, come in. Okay, cool. Heck, I love being quarterback. I want to be quarterback. Sure, I can do it. I'm a Uncle Rico over here. Bet you I can throw a football over the mountains. Watch, let's do it. I get into the play. All right, team. And I look over, and it's just a bunch of random pictures, and I'm like, oh boy, what is? And then one of them's Uncle Rico, and I'm like, they're calling in Uncle Rico. What's that play? You have no idea. It takes a while. Start off with basics, right? Layups, bounce plays, or back to football, just running drills, basic just drills at first, right? You're not at the top of the game yet. You're just not there. Keep the simple stuff. Trend lines, support and resistance lines, figure those out at first. If I'm telling you, team, if you can, like I did, that's the main thing I concentrated on those 5 months in August, from August to December of 2017, I should say, those 5 months in 2017. Finding support and resistance. If I could really narrow in where support and resistance were and be really good at that, then putting in trend line and downtrends, which you can see how pretty anal I am about those and where they're going to be set in at. Like say, like right now, coming over here to EVTL, putting in a downtrend line or whatever, right? Wherever I think it should be at perfectly. Like, I'm always, anal about it having to be right on the dot, putting the support line in at the bottom right here. Do that. Those are the main things you want to worry about at first. Then you can start worrying about reading the level 2. Or putting the VWAP in, putting maybe another different study in that you want to start using. Reading the level 2, reading the tape, that kind of stuff. Past chart history, volume, and getting to know that a little bit. Candlesticks and how they move a little bit more and learning them. The main thing at first, support and resistance, and then you want to build off of that around it and start learning these things one at a time. You can't hodgepodge it and try to choose 10 different things at once. Our brains can't do that. So just do one, try to put that max 20, however much our brains can use, 15, 20%. Put that all at use at once on one thing versus trying to put it all over the place. Big thing, watch that charting, just to see how a spot, stocks move. I can't tell you about, how the same, which Jay Trades brought this up earlier, how the same sector will see a lot of move at the same time, or a lot of people start putting a lot of the same PRs out around the same time. It seems noticeable. Notice these things. Start noticing those trends. If we're in a hot market, we're in almost a sideways market. We're in a bullish, a bullish or bearish market, I should say. That's where you're going to start, figuring those things out while watching, charting, doing this. Not only practicing at first because we're paper trading, we're going really small on our margin account or cash account. Of course, if you want to go real at first, I would rather go cash. But if you need to be doing these things at first, practicing, going over your trades, tracking those trades, figuring out what works best for you, limiting doing the things that are in, which will take probably 2 to 3 months at most. Maybe it only takes you a month or month and a half. Man, why am I doing these over and over? Stop doing these trades. I need to be doing these setups and these trades, right? Narrowing it down. That's essentially what your kind of trader you're going to become. Not using a ton of indicators at first, going through them slowly but surely, one at a time. After finding out what support and resistance are, where those areas are normally going to be at, past chart history, the volume, the VWAP, then the level 2, those kind of things, the basic things, essentially the bare necessities, I think is as they call it. Those are the main keys at first, team. Once you found those areas and you're starting to use those day in, day out, you can find support and resistance, put your downtrend, your trend lines in. You're now using the VWAP. Maybe you're using one a different indicator and you can read level 2 a little bit better. Volume, when you can tell when the mob moves in and doesn't move in. That's when we can start, like I have and I did, shelf crack, trend line crack, Daniel's crossover. Then you can start adding these other setups and styles and strategies to your trading. Now green. Here's one thing I'm talking about when I did for myself. It was 4 months because September I was green. But and Deck always talked about this. He doesn't talk about it anymore. I'm like the one to ingrain this now. Be green for at least 3 months. Even if you go back and you're sizing down and you just first started and you are doing a real account. You don't want to do don't want to do paper trading, but you want to go live to get a little emotion in, and you're only going to do 1 to 5 to 10 shares. You're going to do that because you're not going to kill that account. You just want to figure out what you're good at first. You're green for 3 straight months. You see a win rate of, say, 60+% for sure, 60% plus. Even if it's 58, 59, well, I think that's fine. But as long as we're green 3 straight months in a row. If not, I went 6 straight months. Or I say 5 straight months. I wanted it to be 5, but it was only 4 straight months I was green. But go 4, 5, 6 if you need to. There's no timetable to tell you how long you need to go for. To me, it's at least 3, though. At least a minimum of 3 of being green, what you want to be green when you trade live. So again, my goal is $1,500 a month. Be green for $1,500 3 straight months in a row. If you are paper trading. Of course, if you're going cash account or whatever and you're rolling 1, 5, 10 shares at a time, you can't really have a rule of thumb to stick by. Hey, if I make this much, the rule of thumb would be, in which we need to be doing anyway, if we're doing paper trading or if we're doing a cash account or margin to do at first, because you don't want to do paper trading, is the main thing we're doing is tracking our trades in the win-loss ratio, right? And what's our profit to loss ratio, and the main thing is what's our win-loss ratio. And those things will start at, usually in the end, especially if you're tracking your trades, 2 to 3 months in, your win-loss ratio should get higher and higher as we're tracking our trades, as mine did, getting closer to 60%. And that's what we want. 3 straight green months, 60+% win rate. Then you're going to start seeing that profit loss ratio looking pretty close to 2 to 1 as well. Or say your average wins are $200, your average loss is about 100. And those are the 3 things we want to look for moving forward. Now, again, if we're on you're a real account and you're going 1, 5, 10 shares, ex-nay une on the money making, don't worry about that. The main thing there is going to be what? The win-loss ratio. What's your win-loss ratio? Are you 50%? You 60%? That's the main thing we want to look for. And being green, which that would then come back to your win-loss ratio of 3 straight months. And if you have that, now I give you all the go, right? Go longer if you want to, but at least 3 straight months. At least 3 straight months. Again, if you're paper trading, the 3 things to worry about: what's your profit to loss ratio? What's your win percentage? Which we again, both of those need to have a great, close to 2 to 1 the profit to loss, close to 60%, if not more, in the win loss ratio, your win percentage, I should say. And then thirdly, like I did, find a certain amount you want to make each month and be green close to that, if not that, in those 3 consecutive months. If you do that, you've gone 3 straight months, especially your paper trading, 3 straight months. You've made what you're supposed to make 3 straight months in a row with a successful 60+%, at least 60, if not higher, win percentage. You are looking really good, and you need to have confidence in yourself. That only is going to come from you. I can't do that. Deck can't do that. Active Trader, J Trade, Taylor Trader. No one can put the confidence in you but you. Not only doing that and being successful for 3 straight months, or going small with the real account, then moving up and going real. And now when we go real, which I'm about to move into, but again, back to the confidence factor. Your confidence should be up, and you've done it for 3 straight months successfully. You've got to tell yourself that. You were green, doing what you want to do for 3 straight months, doing it day in, day out. You got to have the confidence there. And I'll tell you when it's going to start building up. It will not only build up and get some thicker skin when losing, because you're going to learn from those trades, but build your confidence for winning. Depending on who you are, maybe after 3 months you're still good. You decide all that yourself and go to real money, but you're still 100% confident, then go longer. There's no timetable. Now the transition to real money team, and here comes that. Or if you're already going real and you're going to up the quake, now I'm done with the 1, 5, 10. I want to make money now because I've been profitable. I've been green for 3 straight months. Or if you're going for paper to real, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about going real from a paper trading account. It's like being at the top of, well, at least for me, about the top of a building, and someone just pushed you off, and you're like, oh, you're just, it's frightening. Essentially, is my point. Or you can get pushed off, but you're scared. And so it's very hard at first. And it's a lot different than most are going to think. Now I'm going to tell you what to do to get around this right here. Especially if you're struggling at first, it's a lot harder to pull. Big time. Is what happened to me. But I know there are a lot out there, and I was one of them. You get to the real money, start second guessing the plan, even though you're already doing that because you're doing it for 3 straight months, putting plans together, and they were working out. Now you're putting your plan together. Okay, cool, ABCD, bounce play at 230, bounce play at 230. Should I do it? I don't know. I don't know, right? Hesitating, right? Big time. Second guessing your plan, not pulling the trigger. Hesitating, and still getting in. Oh, we'll get in, and then you're in at a worse area because now it's already starting to bounce. I'm thinking about my bounce plays, and now the profit's even worse or smaller, I should say, or then none because you maybe take even a loss. Fear set in. Here's what to do. Stick to your plan, right? That's A1A. Stick to your plan. So first create the plan that you've been doing, because that's what we're going to be doing when we're paper trading, right? And going for 3 straight months of going live. That's what we've been doing, tracking our trades, right? So we know what we're successful at. And so we're creating those plans ahead of time. So that's why we're usually successful. We're going ABC. I like a bounce play at 230 here. I see resistance at 2.5. I'm taking profit. I see resistance at 2.75. I'm probably taking the rest there. Stop loss at 2.15. So entry's 230, stop loss 215, target's 250, 275. Now we're sitting back and just waiting. And that's what you have to do as a trader. Easier said than done. And that's why we're going to get into B in just a second. But let's first create the plan and let's just stick to it, team. B, most important part, I would say besides C, which would be taking, and I'll just go ahead and real quickly, get rid of the P&L. Take the P&L off your brokerage and what you're looking at. Because all you're going to be doing is this. Say if this is the charting and your P&L's right here, you're going to be doing this the whole time. Okay, up $20. Oh, down $20. Down 20. Now down 30. Okay, back. Okay, here we go. Okay, back to 2. Okay, here we go. We're green again. Green again. Green. Oh, baby, up 50. Oh, up 70. Okay, I'm taking it. Oh, $70. Oh, damn. It's still going. Oh, just I could go over a ton of different those that happens. Whether you get out too early, like there on the green, or it got red and you took. Oh, it's red. Sell. Go smaller share size and get rid of the P&L. If you do those two things by creating and sticking to the plan, which you were doing for 3 straight months, plus maybe even and being successful at it, you're going to continue doing that, baby boys and girls. Now, the big key right here when we first start going live is not only continue sticking to that plan, but then B, getting rid of that P&L so you're not staring at it or looking up at it because you're sticking to your plan. You are also going smaller share size. So if you just first started out, go 100 shares. Go 500. Money is down the line. Money to make in this essentially field of work and a lot of real true professions is going to be always as you're making more lump sum down the line. Usually generically so, 3, 4, 5, 10 years in of whatever you're doing. Not when you first start. So know that money is going to come. Go 100 shares. Go 300 shares. Go 500 shares. Do not go bigger than that. And so I'll kind of break this down what I did. So if you have a account of 1 to 2K, close to me, you had $2,000 to $3,000 account, 100 to 500 shares max. 500 shares max. You start going into 1,000 shares and every 10 cents is 100. You're going, trust me, it's going to start setting in. You're not going to start. You're then those bad techniques and habits are going to start kicking back in. You're not sticking to your plan. Don't do it. 100 to 500 shares. Say you have an account size of $4,000 to $5,000, somewhere in that area. A 100 is still fine, up to no more than 1,000 shares. So if you have about a $5,000 account, I would still say 1 to 500. I honestly almost want to rearrange that and say 1 to 500. Honestly, I wouldn't even go up to 1,000 shares in a trade unless you have over $10,000 in your account or you are definitely over the PDT. I'll allow it, but no more than 1,000. I will tell you right now as a mentor that I am, I would tell as long as I go down the line, I would tell any newer trader, or if you're struggling and having to kind of revert back to me because you are still struggling, do not go more than that's only if you have a 10 plus $25,000 account, I'd say go in 1,000 shares. If your account size is say 1, 3, 500, or if your account size is less than 10K, I would go 1, 3, 500 range. If your account size is less than 10K, to help you out mentally to stick into a trade and stay in a trade longer and through the actual plan that you put together, smaller share size team and getting rid of that P&L. Once you start pulling the trigger, sticking to that plan, you notice yourself trading every chance you get. I'll never forget when that happened to me. Like, whoa, one of the first couple of trades, you were like, I didn't even think about it. I created a plan. I stuck to the plan. The plan worked out. Here, what the hell? This is easier than I thought it was, right? Easier said than done. You start doing that more and more and more. What's a month, 2, 3, 4 months in? Maybe even hopefully just about a month or two, and you're like, okay, start scaling. That's when you can start scaling up. Your win percentage is everything's still maintaining, right? You're pulling the trigger. The plans. You're sticking to the plan. The plan's working out. You saw that 60%. You've pretty much continued what you're doing when you went to paper trading or small share size to go, to go real with that emotion at first. So now you're kind of almost 4 to 5, 6 now, maybe months in of having that consistency of being green, making that 60% win rate. It's time now we can go up, right? And so just go up in small chunks. So if if it was 1 to 500 before, now 1,000 is your max. If it was 1 to 1,000 was before, now 2,000 shares is your max. Go 3 more months or so. Still rocking and rolling. Now we can go max for the smaller size accounts, 2,000. You know what I mean? So not only probably by years in, you've been successful. For some months or sometimes you're going to be red, but overall you still have maintained about a 60% win rate for the whole year. You can go it's time to go 3, 4, 5,000 shares if you can afford it. Or if you have a big account, it's time to go a little bigger. Now you've done this for a year. That's when I'd say really start bulking up, is after about 9 months to a year in. Now, which stocks to play? I'd say trade them all. Some traders would say, oh, you can't do $50 if you have a small, trade them all. I've made $1,000 on 100 shares on a play team. 100 shares. The stock costs like 30. It was like 30 or 40 bucks. No, okay, no. I think that one was multiple because it's happened multiple times. The most recent one was Wins. That one is when it did get over 50, but still, it's $5,000. 100 shares, $50 stock. It was just over 50. So it was like $5,000. Most traders are going to have 5K in their account. I would say probably 75% of chat rooms probably got somewhere close to that. So you get my point. You can make a hell of a lot of money stocks just rocking and rolling, going 30, 40, 50, 60, $70 in a day, $100 in a day. So definitely play any stocks. Now, over time and trades, confidence builds as anything you do in life. Back to the beginning of all of us, musicians, doctors, pilots, bricklayers, whatever you talk about, you do in life, anything you've done in life. When you first started waiting tables, you first started working as a librarian, whatever. You were a lot more confident 3 weeks in, 3 months in, 3 years in if you did it that long, right? Know that. Love this saying. Talked about it at the seminar. It's probably one of my favorites. Quotes of all time. It has so much to do with stock trading. One of the first times I read this, I was like, this is crazy. This is perfect. The two most powerful warriors, team, are patience and time. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. 100% yin and yang dealing, just back and forth with dealing with those, right, team? Really, they're almost like siblings of one another. Think about it. You got to have patience. You're always dealing with time. And so know that if you give yourself time and you put the patience in, my 3 Ps, patience, have the perseverance, and you keep pushing yourself, you will get this. It just takes time. Anytime your trading plans don't go as planned, say you're starting to revert a little bit. You went live finally after paper trading, or finally taken revert back, and you first started, or you had to revert back to paper trading for 3, 4, 5 months, got it going again. Okay, now things are all of a sudden, now it's starting to turn red again. Okay, now go back to paper trading. Go back to step 1. I did this in the past. Now, it was a hodgepodge in 2016 to 17, but there were times where I'd go back, okay, nope, I'd only go back for like a month at a time. Okay, I got it now. I never really put in and stuck to the plan. Like, okay, let's do this for 3, 4, 5 months on in. And I bet if you do this for 3, 4, 5 months on in, Josh, you actually would be much more successful. I'd have my little struggles and whatever when I went back to live, and I'm like, okay, let's go back to paper. So I'll go back to paper for a month, maybe at most, maybe a month and a half. Okay, I got it now. As soon as I went right back to real live, I was like, okay, the hesitation, fear, should I take the trade? And then when I took the, it wasn't a clear mind. Remember, you're not alone in this team. We've all been there. And that's what's great about this chat community. We all want to help one another. So many are out here. We're down. You need help. Whatever it may be, hit me up. Active Trader, J Trades, Taylor Trader, all these other, Alex Vaughn in chat, Deck in chat, whatever. There's so many top traders. I can go over them all. Hit someone up. Talk to someone for sure in chat. We're all here to help you out. Margin or cash, that's kind of that last thing too. I would say when you first start growing, either one, cash, maybe get those. If you don't want to short, well, I would probably just go cash to get more trades in it first. But if you do want to short, it's going to give you more buying power and that little bit of a leeway there to do what? To short. So I like margin over cash unless you just don't want to short at first and you primarily just want to learn longs. Then I would stick with just doing cash at first until you became super successful to maybe want to use more leverage and get bigger trades in, which would be about, again, 9 months to a year in. Any questions, team, that kind of go over how to, really what you need to be doing at first? I'm telling you, if you do that, those steps that I just went over at first, there's, and you may kind of have a little revertment where, we're a little time of struggles where you may need to go back and put yourself to the test of paper trading or going small share size again and really, okay, was this working or was it not working? But I bet you go 3 to 5 months of paper trading or going small share size. If you want to go real, that's fine. But you do 3 to 5 months, you track your trades, or appointment, you are successful 3 to 5 straight months. You're green 3 to 5 straight months. Your win percentage is 60+% after tracking those trades, and you know what's working and what's not, so you're really only attacking 1-2 setups for the most part early on. I guarantee you that if you do that, team, you will be successful. If you have not done that, go do that starting today. Step 1 today. Start it today. You got it, Swole Granny. Anything else now that I'm done with that? I can add I did that forever ago. I typed out a little bit so I didn't forget to bring up certain things. So you probably saw me kind of reading through some things that I want to make sure I hit on points there at the end. So yeah, if you have any questions, team, about that, if you need anything, team, let me know. Can help you out 100% with whatever you want. Whew. All right. So there we go. Swole Granny. Yes. So that's why I love doing that lesson too. If anything, just helping you all out in chat. Look at SOS, the great short that's been here ever since the shell, everything here. Thanos crossover. This has just been a great short here. Nothing crazy. Probably 30, 40 cents at most. Maybe 40 now, but about 30-ish probably for most traders if they held this long. But yeah, I just want to let you know we all go through that. A lot of the stuff that I face, I know every other trader for the most part is faced in some form or fashion. So whether it's that or what to be doing or what you need to maybe do to help yourself out, Woo, got that. There you go. Zacky, Macky, talkie back. Oh, y'all remember those? Were the yak backs? Y'all remember the yak backs back in the day? Yak backs? Y'all remember yak backs? Boy, that was a lesson too. How long the hell was I talking? 45 minutes or so? Jeez, I just not realized that, team. I was going for a hot minute there, wasn't I? That was 40, 50 minutes or so. Sweet. All right, team. Anything else? If you want me to go over that, I can. Forgot to tell other chat just finished. A 50-minute lesson. To start, grow, and manage a small account. I'll put the link out too here real quickly, team, so that way you... Yes. How to start. Whammy, boom. What's crazy, that was longer than the first time I actually even did the lesson itself. It's only like 35 minutes. That's funny. When I first recorded it, that was a monster right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, team, what was that one movie now? Team, what was the one movie with the weigh-in? He was a sergeant. Not boot camp, but oh my gosh. It may have been a Disney movie. I don't know if it was, though. Sergeant Bilko's a goofy other movie. It wasn't Sergeant Bilko. What's the movie with the Wayans brother? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It has a bunch of kids in it. Come on, team. Someone listening right now. What's that movie? Major Pain. Yes, Major Pain. Jeez. Major Pain. That is it. Here we go. There we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoa. Hold on here. Did not mean to double. I kind of messed up there. So copy. I'm going to delete that one. Boom. Hold on. Let me. Boom. But yeah, I remember, I'm going to say yak backs. Remember yak backs in the 90s? I don't know if y'all remember that one back in the day. Those were... There we go, though. There we go. Boom. All right, team. Yeah, huh? I love the way he talks. I cannot talk like him. I'd have to hear it again. He has a nice little, cute little, here it is. I was like, here it is. I was like, I know they have the clip. I guarantee you they have the clip on YouTube. YouTube, Tubby. All right, let's see, BC man. Now, regardless of indicators and all, what's a decent size move where we should lock it up or get out? BC man, you talking about any trade particular? You're just talking about any trade? Yeah, actor trader. That's it. Yeah, you could record yourself. I don't know. It's so funny. That was then you could put like add, and then over time you could add stuff to it. At first, it was you could just record yourself. I guess it was almost like a personal handheld recorder. You could like catch someone saying something like, "Oh my God, I just caught Bill Clinton saying that he actually did have sexual relations with that woman." You know. But then over time, you could add all these cool little crazy things with it. But BC man, I say, and I always said this, every trade's going to represent itself for... Yeah, BC man, I'm not one, and I'll never be a trader to tell. Every trade, and even like at the seminar with Umar was there, his like R1, R2, his multiples or whatever. Every trade's going to have a different setup for the most part. There's no way I can tell you a stock that costs 20 cents going to have the same move that Tesla's going to have, right? And I can't tell you that Tesla's going to have the same move as, say, it's just they're all different, and they're all going to have different support and resistance areas. And that's why then if you go back and study support and resistance major pain style, you will figure out over time where these support and resistance areas are and where you need to stick to them, essentially, and know that, say like right here. we'll just call this a trade that's hypothetical. If I got a trend line crack here, my first area that I wouldn't lock up but I'd worry about is this 535 area. You see the support from before, and the VWAP's going to be there. Now, my first lockup zone is going to be anywhere from there, though, honestly, if it does not want to crack it, down to this 525 area that we bounced off of area. That's lockup area number 1. Lockup area number 2 is this other purple, or the next support line down. Well, you see what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, I'm in short all the way down to low of day. Here we come, $1. That is not going to be a successful strategy for a lot. Now, over time, if you can get in those into plays where you can get those moves 100% and become that trader, and then sometimes a lot of the time you're in trades for maybe days. That's just, if you're my type of trading and my style and my strategy and what I've found successful and what I teach you guys and what for the most part you guys are going to want, I would say every trade is going to have a different target, stop loss, and you need to stick to that with each trade and what it demands, essentially. Yeah, and exactly like treetops. So they all have different personalities. Very much so. And that's why I say go back to, however you want to liken it to colors, or if you want to mean file, I'm always going back to food. It's so funny. But this stock moves like this. These stocks move, like say recently, like SIMQ when it was running, then reminds me of QRTEB, right? QRTEB, right? That's kind of, you there in this, or back when Wins was running and Kelly B was running and, oh, what was the one the other day? It was 5 letters too. Oh, I don't know, it was G Daddy or someone guy who alerted it in chat. I was like, man, that was the other one that I traded that ran in 2020. That was 5 letters and I always forget the name of it. But you get my point. You can kind of group them together and say, man, those are the, you get my point. Those you can kind of, because you remember how those move, and they will probably move those that way technically. Tesla holding some shorts overnight. Yeah, SPY, got that move. I said today, watch for a move to close to 390. We got super duper close this morning in the pre-market. We're hitting the 380, the upper 389 area, and just since then, this nice, slow and steady channel out to the right. We finally cracked the bottom part of this channel, which would be my shelf crack, which I love because look, when you crack it, look how it's perfect resistance moving back up. And so say if you miss the initial shelf crack, which you can see, boop, 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 there's your shelf. As I talked about earlier, we get under this 387, which I just kept calling it 387.50 mark. Watch for that to be a good dump from there. We got a great dump. When we push back up, look what we ran into as resistance. I mean, it's just that's the stuff that we need to be looking for day in, day out, team. That type of charting. Go with EVTL, top stock to watch moving forward. Any of these other movers moving right now? 10H, no. This is just slow. Nope. Nope. And nope. Any other questions, team? I know Matt will be going live soon. QRTEB. When does the boot camp start? Snooze Trader, what's up, baby boy? Boot camp for what? I've already done today's. I've already done today's. I already did the 50-minute one. I've already did it. That started. It'll start pretty much every day at 1 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern time. So I've already done it today. So just rewind. Just if you have, if you're watching, all you got to do is just press the play button on YouTube. Is the best way. Account, or if you have, there's no. Hush your face. Don't want to listen to this guy. Just rewind. So the best thing to do is rewind if you want to rewind down here. When I first started. Or just click the YouTube link. And then that way it takes it right over to YouTube. And you can watch it over on YouTube. And you can see right when I first started. And I also have it I recorded it in the past. So I also have it recorded. Alrighties. Flew right on by. Nice little lesson today, team. Round 1, we'll do more tomorrow. Like I said, every day we'll do a little something different. Kind of, again, taking it from A to Z. I won't just straight jump in like Thanos crossover tomorrow. Woo! SPY, new low of day. Look at this, just tanking right now, team. So finally getting some pretty big volume and movement from the SPY. All coming here in the last, last 10, 15, 20 minutes or so here. I guess about 30 minutes now. Last 30 minutes is when it really started dropping off. Boom, shakalaka. So there is my Instagram and my YouTube. So speaking of YouTube, all my lessons, any lesson I've ever done in chat, team, is over there on YouTube. So go over to YouTube. Here is the link for it right there. I'm like putting in Dex lobby now. I'm on all kinds of different lobbies. So there's my Instagram and my YouTube. And, of course, if you want my website to get any of those one-on-one sessions with me, I love doing these with you guys, meeting any, of course, any of the newer ones that I love meeting, and the new people that come on over. But these super beneficial as far as just being able to talk to someone else, relation confirmation, as I call it. You know, you're asking me questions and I'm going over it, and then you're like, oh, I thought I was going to put my line in there. Oh, I saw that as support or resistance. Or maybe you need help with that kind of stuff. Or maybe you're just you need a lot of questions you want to ask and stuff you need to go over, and maybe you don't want to ask here in chat. You know, so trading live together, going over trades, tracking trades, you know, that sort of thing. So it's not just you come over there and like, all right, well, today's lesson is going to be this. It's not like I'm putting you through some tutelage or something. It's all about really what you want to need to go over. And I noticed that usually in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, where we're going to be heading in that session and what you want to do. Other than, of course, if you want to come over when I do the live trading, when I have you guys come over and trade with me if you want to. Yeah, Zach Hopper. I mean, jeez, just dumping, team. I mean, just dumping right now is the Spizzles. All right. Any questions, though? Anything else, team? Are you good to go? Last questions, any comments, any concerns, anything you have, let me know right now. Tomorrow, I don't know what exactly I want to do. I'm still kind of debating on that, how I want to put these in order yet. I haven't determined the for sure order. I know that's the first one. So before tomorrow, I'll determine what I want to do with the, kind of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Or I should say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think we're good. I think everyone's just like, Geek Bomb, I see you typing. Where you been, baby girl? Man, I got to get this day trade professor out of me. Yeah, day trade professor, what have you done to me? All right, team. I think it's about done. I know Matt's going to go live soon. Deck's going to address everybody. I will put the link out there in just a moment for any of those that just may not have, they don't have the link. I'll put the link out there as well for today's. There we go. The YouTube link for today. So that way, if you want today's YouTube link, here is today's link for the stream. That way, if you go ahead and click on it now, it'll be over in your video history over on YouTube. So if you want to click on that right now, that way, Beerus, what are you doing? It'll be over there in your video history if you know where to find that. Maybe a lot of traders don't, but I can help you find that as well if you need help finding your video history on YouTube. I think moving forward for the rest of the day, team, we may see some dump-offs. If you're looking with anything with the SPY, you're going to have AMD, you're going to have Tesla, you're going to have NIO. Any of these stocks that run with it or generically or close to it, they're going to get some nice big pull PBs, some peanut butters going on right now. I'd say EVTL seems to be your top stock to watch for the squeeze to happen here in the penny stock world. Otherwise, there's really just not a lot in the penny stocks happening today, at least as of right now. SOS volume. Yeah, volume has completely died off. Died off big time. Anything else we were looking at earlier today, there really just isn't any movement. I would say EVTL could be your best shot to get some kind of penny stock movement out of the rest of the day here, team. No! Geek Bomb, the one that I always talk about, your Malinois? No! The Malinois. Don't tell me it was the Malinois. Maybe you only have one dog. I've got like 100, so I'm expecting people to have, 100 dogs too, but I'm so sorry. No wonder I was like, because you got your free session. I haven't heard from you. I'm like, she won a free session. I scared her off. Great. Good job, Josh. Good job. Got her a free session, and she doesn't even want it. That's a first. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's the worst. I mean, definitely 2 in about 7 months for me is, I have so much cry. I still cry, so I'm deeply sorry for you. Thoughts and prayers for sure. Oh, Geek Bomb, I'm sorry. Well, hey, I mean, there's always that there too, though. So Geek Bomb, even if you just maybe want like 20 minutes of just talking about going through the struggle because it's tough. I mean, gosh, he pointed me like speaking of which, because I just saw Thor, I saw him right here. So, well, it's like some stupid remix, I'm sure, but just saw that Thor. We left when we saw Thor a couple weeks ago. Whenever we saw Thor on the way home, Avery got like memories on her phone of, it was 2 in a row. First was Bella, and she's like, this is gonna make you sad. And I started crying up and tearing because I miss Bella so much. That's almost been a year for Bella, and I still started crying. And then she showed me Ava, and then I really started crying. She's like, "Oh, this one's really gonna make you sad now because here's Ava," and I'm like, "No, why are you doing this to me?" So yeah, I was bawling. So here for that. But anytime you are ready to talk stocks again or want to get into that, your free session there's no expiration date on that. Alrighty, team. Have a good rest of your day. If there's any last questions, comments, concerns, let me know right now. Spy's getting a tremendous dump of Rooski over the last, I'd say, 30, 35, 40 minutes now. So Spy's really taking off, as you can tell. Really not much to look at because we're probably going to see a lot of slow movement from other plays on top of the fact, or dump off. So I'd be looking at short stuff, maybe looking for some kind of correction if this does continue to come down for a bounce play, maybe into power hour for the Spy. I will be around for the rest of the day. I do have a session in Power Hour, so I will be around. I have a session here in about, a little less than an hour from right now, so I will not be going anywhere. Geek Bomb always here for you. I'm getting close to having to send Sean $10. Oh, Sean Whirl. Seanzy, you're becoming a $10 heir today. You're going to be a $10 heir, a 10 heir. Yeah, Zach Hopper, I know you're loving this. You talked about it earlier, though, which I had a feeling. I mean, this was kind of due after that move up for the Spy. God, just dumping, though. If I get 1,000, I got to send him 10 bones. Oh, dang. Amish. That's all right, though. That's not bad. Shanzi, I think Sean maybe already had a chat. Maybe, I have no idea. Maybe he was already over at in Matt's lobby. Forgot Matt is already live right now. All right, team. Any last questions or comments? Dirt Dog. Yeah, Smitty, what's up, Schmidt Dog? Schmitty. How you doing, Smitty? Everything going good, boss? Bird Dog, how we doing? And yeah, no problem. Tomorrow, probably get into my dip play. That's what I did the first time around. I already have a feeling that's what it's going to be. Tomorrow's going to be dip by bounce plays. Same thing for me, essentially. And where to be diving into those and where to be looking at for those day in, day out. I'll show you this lesson that's 2+ years old now. I'll add some new stuff to it. Where you're going to be finding your bounce plays generically 85-90% of the time, and they are money. Sean! Later, okay, I've been in and out of the stream. Oh, so Sean, Sean, for you, how's the ankle, Achilles, or whatever it was? Because I know we got Sniz in chat, which I guess Sniz not maybe in chat today, but he had surgery, and he's trying to recover from his thumb or wrist or whatever it is. And you're the opposite. You're the other appendage. You're the opposite end of the leg. Down here, or the opposite end, I should say, of the spectrum, down with your ankle or whatever it was. 95%, awesome. Nice. So Sean, almost there, baby boy. I know you got to be loving that. Amish Hank Williams, that's awesome. Exactly right. Let's see. About to watch your lesson from today, May 300 today. Awesome, Smitty. Yeah, awesome, boss. Watch it. Awesome, Swole Granny. Hey, that's right. Neo's hanging out with Neo's hanging out with Thanos. I get the good guys in the bad. I get the good bad guys that hang out with the like Darth Trader when he comes. I get the good bad guys, the best bad guys, the baddest bad guys. I turn them good. I can turn them good just for brief instances, not all the time, but I can turn them to the good side, to the light. Awesome, Sean. All right. I think it's going to call it a day for me, team. I don't think there's any last questions, comments, concerns you can hit. I'm not, like I said, not going to go anywhere. We're watching the Spy tank away. Here comes the trend line crack from EVTL. Remember, I talked about this earlier. 644 is the high of day in pre-market. You can't even go back that far. Unfortunately, on trade ideas, it's showing 6, but 6 and 644, because 644 is the pre-market high, are the two areas you need to look for moving forward if EVTL does even get the chance to start spiking, team. For now, we'll watch EVTL moving into afternoon commentary, and I'll see how far the Spy continues to crack. Amish, you're probably, I would imagine any time now, Sean, you're about to make $10, baby. $10, Seanzy. Amish, always good. Sean, Amish, coming over today, Swole Granny Smitty. Let's do the roll call. We know it. Bird Dog. Geek Bomb. Again, condolences. My heart goes out to you. you need to borrow a dog, I got 12. I got a 13th on the way, so I have plenty over here. So plenty of or a couple of cats. I got McFly bugging the crap out of me right now because he wants attention, and here he comes. So I got McFly if you want a cat. But Geek Bomb, thoughts and prayers out to you for sure. Zach Hopper, love you, baby boy. Treetop Josh, Zeet, active trader, Taylor Trader, BC Man, J Trades. Thank you all for coming over here today. Appreciate it. Joey K, Miss Boss, you guys are amazing. Fly on the Wall. McFly says, I gotta make an appearance, Dad. I've just gotta make an appearance before you leave. I just have to make an appearance. So, you wanna do the bang ring with me? You wanna do the bang ring? All right, team. Lost boys, lost girls. There's Scipio. There's Schmitty. Yeah, you wanna take him home? Here you go. All right. So Geek Bomb. Here, I'm gonna put him through the camera for you. Here you go. Here goes McFly. Oh, there goes my light too. Smitty, take it easy. See you tomorrow. Again, tomorrow, team, noon Eastern time for the for my lunch commentary. 1 Eastern time is when I'll start the boot camp. So every day for lunch, team, Monday through Thursday. You have me every Thursday. Of course, you've always had me for Fridays for 2+ years now. But at Monday through Thursdays, you have me for lunch. Every lunch, Monday through Thursday. Tomorrow, commentary starts at noon. Lesson starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Scipio, what's up, though, baby? Booyah! Renard, you have a very good rest of your day. Be right. There he is. Be right. If I show an animal or animals are involved, you gotta. I know Be right's coming in with a GIF. Be right, Renard. Everyone else though, y'all, you have a great rest of your day. Eat some good food from me. Study up. Go back and watch today's lesson if you need to. Get ready for Money Tuesday, I should say. I'll be live tomorrow with alert. Not I should say live with commentary, but I'll be in chatting it up, alerting it up. So look for my alerts tomorrow morning. 100% team. I do. Oh no, crap. I've got to take the. Oh man. Well. I've got another errand I've got to run tomorrow. I've got to take the beamer in, so I've got to take the beamer in to get some stuff done to the beamer tomorrow morning. So actually, ex-nay une on that. I may not be around tomorrow morning at first either. But for sure tomorrow for lunch commentary. See you all later this afternoon. I'll be in and out of chat. I'll come over and hang out with you guys over in Matt's lobby. Don't forget, Matt's stream is up and running now. So head over to my son's lobby, Living Like Matt. Head over to Dex lobby if you want. I'll be around if you want to alert my lobby as well. Run on the banks. What's up? Lost boys, lost girls. Miss Boss, everyone else, have a good rest of your day. Let's see if YouTube doesn't kick me off. I can play like maybe one real song. Deck's been playing real songs, hasn't been kicked off lately, so you know what? I'll go with a real song and see if maybe I don't get kicked off either. You know, that would be nice. Have a good rest of your day, team. See you all back here tomorrow for some more lunch commentary. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Hello? Lost boys, lost girls, let's get it! How am I gonna forget the bang a ring in 3, 2, 1, bang-a-rang! Come on, give it to me. Give me a bang-a-rang! Or maybe a whammy! See you tomorrow, team.
So short but amazing. Late night party in the basement. Hotel lobby and I'm wasted. Just reached into my savings. I'll do it too if you take it. Yeah, life's only what you make it. I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. Cause looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon. I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get numb. Get lost tonight and dance with you. I just wanna get way too high, let's set the mood. You're my fantasy, yeah. I don't wanna fall asleep, yeah. There's nothing in this world I'd rather do. I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. Cause looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon. I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get numb.
'cause I'm a different kind of girl. Every record sounds the same, you gotta step into my world.